Nice.
Yo, what's up, Raider Nation? I'm Hardcore Raider coming at you with some old school cats, man. Playoff edition against the Bengals. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. We got Raider Dave up in here, Watts Raider critique, man. It's been a minute, but you know how it is. We're back, still bleeding silver and black, dude. Let's go. You guys pumped up? How have these last 2 years been for you guys, man?
Man,
busy.
Dealing with Gruden and collapsing and just trying to make it really like, man, we gonna do something this year? I don't know. We might collapse again. I mean, we didn't though.
That's the key, man. We got double-digit wins. That's what I'm excited for, man. We hit the double-digit win category, man. It's not 9-7. It's not 8-8. Well, now we got an extra game, so it'd be 9-8 or whatever. But man, this team, imagine if they took out the Bears and the Washington football team, dude. I mean, we're looking at a 12-5 football squad, man.
Exactly.
I mean, so this team really did. I mean, and I think, you know what? And I know we got to give Rich Bisaccia a lot of credit for what, happened this year. But this really comes down to the locker room, the group of players in that locker room that came together under all these circumstances, man. And that's what's so exciting, man. And that's why you got a portion.
Injuries too. Look at all the key players we got hurt, and we still going.
Yep. Yeah, man. So what an exciting time. We got, we're the underdogs, man. And this is what makes the story so great in the process, man. Looking forward to this game tomorrow, man. I'm jacked. We got our coffee dialed in, folks. Glad to be back, folks. Thanks for having me tonight, guys. Appreciate it.
Definitely, man. We chilling, man. We in the playoffs. We got a shot. I mean, just go for it. Let it all hang out. I mean, that's what they've been practicing for. Training camp, all that. You know what I'm saying? Drafting. I mean, we've been, we trying to get to this level of football, the playoffs. So hey, let's let it all hang out, man. I mean, what we got to lose?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
The last time that I saw every single one of us in the same room was 3 years ago. Hey, all you motherfuckers are still ugly.
Woo! You know what? That's crazy critique. I saw that, dude. I was checking all because it shows you all the history, and I was like, damn, dude, it was 2019, man. Like in December of 2019. Right before all this shit went down in the world, dude. And it was a different, and I watched videos of not like YouTube videos, but when I was just at the Coliseum, the energy level, it was so different in 2019, but I'm glad that we're getting back. 2022 is picking up steam, man. We got that energy, dude. It's an exciting time right now for football.
Yeah, definitely though. Definitely. Yeah.
It seemed like everything was depressing, especially when it came to Raiders football for the last 2 years. The last year in Oakland, I mean, it was depressing all in itself, and then the first year in Las Vegas with all the coronavirus and everything like that.
Empty.
Right.
Empty. Draft. We had the draft in Las Vegas. We didn't get that. It's this year, but I mean, that was going to be one hell of a draft, man.
I was at the last game in Oakland. We won that game because the last game in Oakland should have been against the Donkeys.
I know.
2018. Watch, you were at that game too.
Yeah, I was. It was supposed to be.
Yeah, I will say, the last couple of years, it's been a little rough. I was a little frustrated we didn't have fans in the stadium. I didn't, something about cardboard people just did not jive with me, man. I'm like, we're really sinking to cardboard?
Yeah,
put LeBron in this front. See, I don't know, but it's good to be back. It's good to have some positive vibes. I mean, this game reminded me a lot of that Broncos game back in 2018. Of all the games, and we've had some loud games, some good games, but this Charger game, man, it was something else. The energy, the feel, fight from the Raider Nation, dude, and the Raider players, man, like you could tell people were definitely up to par, ready to bring it to the table. So, let's kind of dive into that a little bit, man. I'm sure you guys all watched the Raider Charger game, Sunday Night Football. Not too often we get a prime time game, especially one that wasn't pre-scheduled. I mean, what was it, like a year or two ago? We had a primetime game and they're like, oh, we're going to put you down on the scale and put somebody else in that spot. And you know what I mean? So it was nice that we got bumped up.
You win, you get bumped up. That's
that was the game, man. That was the game to bump up for prime time, man, right there.
Yeah. Well, that intro I did of the 1980 Raiders, dude, that was Matt Millen saying like nobody thought they had a chance. He got drafted. They thought that, he was asking around, are the Raiders going to be good? And, everybody told him they weren't going to be good. And they ended up going to the Super Bowl. I mean, Raiders were the first team ever in NFL history to go to the Super Bowl. We got a lot of work to do. I'm not saying we're necessarily that caliber, but at the same time, there's a lot to be positive for. We've seen a lot of progression on this season that I want to get into, but let's talk about that Charger game, man. Let's start with you, Raider Dave. What do you like about that Charger game?
I like how the Chargers came out and disrespected us, dude, and went for it on 4th down in their own, in Raider territory on their own 18, I believe. That's a sign of, and I know their coach is he's a gambling man. He goes for it on 4th down. He has some, tricks up his sleeve, but you got to take it as disrespect, and we answered. Now, we didn't answer with a touchdown on that drive, but that 3 points was the difference in the game to a certain degree. And then you had the coach, it was almost like at the end, it was like, were we going to allow mercy with a tie? Heck no, dude. And I'm going to tell you why, man.
Right.
What happened in 2002? What did that team do, that Charger team, when Charles Woodson, Torrey James, they had those metal plates in their legs. They were playing on practically broken broken. I think it was like a fibula or whatever. Each player, they had fractures in their legs. We tried to sign Deion Sanders at that time. Yeah. And the Chargers moved in and claimed him off waivers, which was a prick move. So we had to do our job and win that game and not tie. Never settle for a tie. So that whole talk was, with the media and all that, and I had people there like asking me like, what do you think of that timeout at the end?
Like, why would we help the Chargers?
Exactly. Why are you going to advance an AFC West team? That's number one, dude. Right. You know what I mean? We don't want to deal with them the 3rd time in the playoffs or whatever. I mean,
right. We probably would have ended up having to play them maybe.
Hey,
exactly.
What's our slogan? Just tie, baby. Isn't that what it says?
No, hell no. Hell no. So that was what was important to me, man, is that how they responded. The Chargers came in there as the hot team, and everybody was picking the Chargers to win that thing. And man, what a way to answer. Get into the playoffs, and man, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. And Daniel Carlson, man, he's just been a clutch,
definitely,
kicker, bro, man. And so this one is gonna be a big game, man. Looking forward to this one, man.
Hell yeah! Let's give a shout out to Raiders 7528, dude. It's been a minute, a long minute. I hope you're doing good, man. We're just here, getting the greats back up in here, chatting some Raider football, and great time to be a Raider fan right now. Let's go Raiders!
Raiders! Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
All day, man. All day, man. All day. That's it.
How about you, Watts? What'd you like about that Charger game, man?
To be honest with you, I like the way Rashard played in the game. I like the way the defensive line played. I like the way the O-line played too. So I like how we played in the trenches. And then I like how Zay Jones was focused in the game. He was focused.
Hell yeah.
And last but not least, Josh Jacobs. I mean, look, when Jacobs get 100 yards, bro, we win.
And he broke a lot of tackles in that game too.
Hey, Watts, let me dive into that for a minute. So, because I know you're big, you have a very, all of us do, but like, Watts, you're really good about like football philosophy, play calling, stuff like that. What is it about the NFL where running backs tend to shine towards the end of the season, especially as you get into playoffs? Like why is that important? And then how is that so important to a football team?
All right, I want to say this though. Our offensive line has played together the whole season. We pretty much had the same lineup the whole season. Now, we just had blew up our offensive line in the offseason. And then Jacobs was banged up here and there earlier in the season. Couldn't get on track with the run game.
Right.
And then in games we would get down points and we would abandon the run. So
Right,
now
true.
the offensive line is getting run lanes now, and Jacobs is healthy. Even though his rib messed up, his legs is good.
Right, yeah.
So the chemistry, it's about chemistry when it comes to running the ball. So now these past 4 games, the line has got the chemistry with Josh Jacobs just like he had with the line with Rodney Hudson and Gabe Jackson. I'm talking about the chemistry together, playing together.
Sure, yeah.
So that's why I stuck with Jacobs when he had like 300 yards rushing, 400 yards rushing for the season. I stuck with Jacobs because I'm like, look, we already seen what he can do when he's healthy. But once the line get chemistry, that's when he gonna get them 130-yard games, 125, 115, 105, 95 and 2 TDs, or you know what I'm saying? That's when he really gonna play his game, when the line is in sync.
And you hit the nail on the head there, Watts, because we started with Andre James, the general on that. He was he had to replace Rodney Hudson, and wow, he graded out pretty good. PFF graded him out pretty good to finish the season. And he struggled
and
early on.
Even switched Leatherwood.
Yep, that was the key. I mean, a lot of us knew that Leatherwood would be better suited as a guard. But yeah,
man, he's a guard. He's a guard. He is a guard.
But not just that, but don't you guys think that like as we get further in the season in the playoffs, especially when the weather's getting a little bit colder, you got people's bodies who are beat up, just hitting somebody harder like is a little bit tougher, your body's a little wore down. So as you get into that fourth quarter, it's like that battle between two men, and who's going to give up? Is it going to be whether it's an offensive lineman versus defensive end like Max, or a running back at Josh Jacobs coming at you full speed? You're in overtime, you're going to maybe want to hit him a little less, especially when you get into colder weather games and stuff. So, I mean, you guys are 100% correct. I agree.
I mean, we just need to take the lead then. That's it. And don't make it too close of a game.
Yeah, pound that rock right up there. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I agree, man. You need to keep feeding Jacobs, man, because he's one of those guys where like he'll get better and the defense will wear down, but he's gonna defense gonna go like this and Jacobs gonna go like this, and once you hit that plateau area, when you cross that middle point, boom, he can break some good runs, man. And he's he hasn't been running like you think about it. He don't have the miles on his body that he had the previous 2 years. He is injured, but I'm just saying, like the other 2 years, like he got hit a lot. He's had a little more rest time. So even though he's got the rib injuries, his legs and some of his other stuff, he's probably more fresh than some of those other guys. So
yeah, definitely. He definitely is, though. He definitely is. I mean, coming into this game, he really fresh. He really fresh to me.
When the Chargers game first happened, they kept running it to Jacobs, and I'm like, he's like running into nothing at first. I was a little frustrated, but then I started thinking, I'm like, we're getting later in the season, and then you could see it as the game carried on into the fourth quarter, especially and beyond, where that method, like they're not wanting to hit him as much, and then he's able to break out. But you had to sell it at the first part of the game so you get the production that you need at the back end of the game. Without that selling it, you know what I mean? There wouldn't have been, that possibility as much, in my opinion. But yeah,
we stuck with Jacobs in the fourth quarter in the overtime to get them runs. We stuck with it. We kept running the ball. We ran the ball like three times in a row one time, or maybe twice, and then we threw a little pass. Then we ran it again. Yeah. And that's what type of player Jacobs is. You got to keep giving him the ball.
Yeah.
Well, and I like how Jacobs said in the presser after, how he committed, like, you give me that ball and I will get us in field goal range to win this game. And that was a huge statement. And all the broken tackles in the last 4 games or so that they've played. He has, I can't remember the stat, to be honest, but the last game, I think he nearly broke despite one carry, he broke every tackle. You know what I mean? Literally, to get his 130 yards in the last game. So
the kid's got heart.
That's the key.
Just sitting there and looking at his life on how he grew up, and then how he brought himself in here. We talked about this 3 years ago. The kid's got heart. This is his first year where he's not reached 1,000 yards. But he did just enough. And yes, he was very slow starting. I talked my shit. I was pissed at him. It's like, what the fuck? You get that DUI, you get that big old scar on your head at the beginning of at the end of the year last year. You know what I'm saying? And then you come in here and you run like this, but then, you start seeing it. He was hurt. And then that offensive line was atrocious. Okay, it was atrocious at times. When we lost Denzel Good and Richie Incognito, I figured that Derek Carr was going to be on his back a lot more than what he was this year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But say when it came to this Charger game, bro, this shit was bittersweet. It was bittersweet.
Oh, yeah, man. Because, we went to SoFi. We thought we could win that game right there.
There was no stupid lightning bolt. There was no stupid lightning bolts coming in and shorting everything out or doing whatever the hell it did, trying to strike the fear of the Wookiee and the Raiders going out there and playing in SoCal.
Yeah, that was like,
that was unreal, dude. I mean, in Southern California for rain.
Yeah, the Chargers.
What it was their lucky day. They got to play us, and you bested us that day, but we showed that we have the better team. When it all boils down to it, when it's all on the line, you don't see any of our players over there on the sideline like we saw the little clip of Herbert there. Shout out to Raiders 24 for posting that, by the way, of Herbert sitting there going, man, I've never prayed for a tie so much in my life. That's what he said.
Yep.
You think we're going to tie with you? You're a fucking division rival.
Yep.
There's no fucking way we're tying with you.
Right. I didn't even understand that whole logic right there with that.
There's 32 football teams in the NFL. There is 3 we absolutely fucking despise. And then there are some more out there that we can't stand either. That are outside the division, but inside the conference.
The interesting thing about it is like all these talking heads are like, you guys are going to, if you were to tie, what would you do? And then we end up almost tying, but nobody's trying to throw the game. It just was really, really weird. But what bugs me about the whole thing was that had we tied, how would that have looked to the Raider organization? You're a bunch of sissy lalas that can't win a game and you're going to kneel it down. I mean, that would have been the flip of the script.
Man, for me, like that, you kind of like, if they would have just did that and went for the tie, to me, I would have felt like shortchanged. Like,
oh yeah.
Y'all got the opportunity to beat this team that beat y'all earlier this year. We win, we in the playoffs.
And talk all that shit, by the way. Talk all that shit about the quarterback.
Let's win the game. You know what I'm saying? Just win it.
In a game where everybody's watching too. A game that everybody's watching. You want to put on that display, man. You just like Thanksgiving, man. Put up the points, give us a show, man, and show that you're here to fight. And that's what this locker room's doing, man. That's how I just love how this team came together at the right time, man, and we're in.
Yeah,
we're in.
Because after that Washington game, bro, I was like, man, I said, bro, we look like we going down the drain right now, man. I don't know how we gonna get out of this.
We're losing to Heineke, dude, and it's like,
Heineke.
Yeah, like this kid's going down the field and. Yeah, or Hanky or however, whatever.
Tyler Hanky is what I always call him, but it looks like Heineken.
Yeah, I mean,
he looks like a Hanky, and he's straight up, dude. The email game.
I mean, the Bengals, and both the Chiefs game, the Giants game, the Bears game.
Hey, I only got one thing to say to the Bengals and the Bengals fans. It's the same thing Brock Lesnar said about Frank Mir. You had a lucky horseshoe up your ass last time we saw you. It's going to be a whole lot fucking different tomorrow, baby. And I guarantee you're facing a completely different team. I wouldn't want to see us. I would not want to see us at all because we're fucking hungry, dude. And I'm telling you that right now. It's going to be a bad day for the kitty cats.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think so, bro. I definitely think so.
The Bungle fans already got their tickets booked to the Super Bowl. So apparently, somehow the Bengals don't got to play anybody else. They're out
the
on the Super Bowl. They got their bagels with some cream cheese, little cat paw in there. I don't know what the fuck they got going on, but let's get into the season now. Since our season is still going on, but I do want to revisit, what you guys seen from this season, what you liked. We don't need to spend too much time on it, but just so far what you've liked from the Raiders or anything you want to talk about for the 21, Raiders that we've seen up to this point. Critique, why don't you go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Say that the defense is so much more improved than what we've seen in years past. The only thing we've asked for is a top 15 defense, top 20, and they've given us that. Sure, we don't come away with a lot of turnovers, but man, we pressure that quarterback.
Yep.
You remember those years when we couldn't even get penetration on the offensive line and we couldn't get in the backfield? The quarterbacks would have all day fucking long just to chew our secondary up. It's nice to see a nice solid defense because I've always been a firm believer in offense scores points, defense wins championships. It'll always be that until the end of football itself, which is never going to happen. Without a solid defense, you don't win those close games.
Right.
Well, what's crazy about what you just said is that
you can't keep the game close if your defense is weak.
Right.
You can't keep it close.
We've been the laughing stock of the NFL for what? 4 or 5 ever since we got rid of Mac.
Yes.
You guys don't have defensive end. You don't have a defensive end. You don't have a defensive end. Hey, do you know how to spell defensive end? Hey, you need a defense. Dude, we all know, dude. I'm repeating it for a reason, but it was really annoying and really frustrating. And now we got 2 defensive ends, and now we're like, now we're at the top. I don't hear anybody mention it. I mean, shout out to Mac. I still love him, but I'm just saying.
Me too.
You don't have anybody complaining about that now. But like, you're right.
Definitely not. I mean, we got some boys. I mean, look, we spent the money on Yannick and we drafted Max.
About to say, and look at the depth. All right, we've had Trayvon Mullen go out, and we've had Bastian come in here. He was signed to the fucking I'm going to call him San Diego, the San Diego Super Chokers. We signed him from their practice squad, I believe. And brought him in now, providing that he hasn't played great. He's been serviceable. Mm-hmm. But my big bright spot has been Desmond Trufant. He hasn't done much, but he's done just enough.
And when he's
made a couple plays, man, and that's key. That's key because I feel the same way. Critique. I brought that up, and somebody was like, "Oh no, but Trufant's, look at his PFF grade. He's kind of," and I'm like, "No, but I've seen him
PFF, dude. They're not the
key plays in the game."
PFF, man,
I know, but I mean, you want to kind of see the overall grade and just see how the players progress. So you do use it as a tool to a certain degree. But what I'm saying is that he's made plays that are key plays in the game to get us, off the field.
And Darius Falone.
Same thing with Teamer. He done made plays in the game, key plays.
Yes, key contributions. But I want to just touch base on that edge rush we were talking about that you brought up, Critique, is that with Yannick there and you got Max Crosby, what a different duo compared to Khalil Mack and Bruce Irvin a few years back, man. Yeah. You're getting a different identity on this defense with those 2 guys versus the other, 2 big, that was a lot of talk at that time, I mean, and where were any of those guys when Derek Carr got hurt? We could have won the West in 2017. That was Trevor Siemian, then Brock Osweiler, completely different identity in 2022. We have a lot of reason to be excited for this game, man. And that pass rush is the key.
Don't forget about the depth behind them. We've got Carl Nassib back there and Kuntz. Kuntz is a hell of a damn player. So, I mean, nice, good rotation on defense. We've got plenty of fucking weapons out there to keep what we need to keep. Now, the reason why in the hell the Chargers were able to score the way they were able to score is because the defense got gassed. You guys can agree with that. The defense was gassed.
Definitely.
Hold up, though. I got to give Herbert a hell of a credit on his arm, though, dude. The guy's got a fucking great NFL arm, dude. Lucky. I saw that guy. I mean, if you guys were like, I was talking about him back in 2020 draft, dude. When I watched the senior, I didn't like him in college. I'll just put it that way. I wasn't.
I didn't either, though. I didn't.
But when I watched him at the Senior Bowl, I said, "Hold up, dude." I said, "Wait up. This guy's making NFL throws. Like these are throws you can make in the NFL, low and away, only where the receiver can get it." And I mean, so he is a good quarterback, man. I got to give him a ton of credit. And you could tell he wanted that win. And these are going to be great games to come, man. And this is what we want in football. We got a few good quarterbacks in the AFC West, man, like Patrick Mahomes. You got Justin Herbert. You got freaking Derek Carr. He's up there in the elite category with those guys in the top, 15 QB or top 13 QB this year, I believe. Or no, he's top like 5 QB this year.
And the Broncos got nobody.
The Broncos are restarting. The Broncos are restarting. They're rebuilding. But yeah, man, no, completely agree on that. So.
I wouldn't talk so much shit on the Broncos. They could be in dibs for Aaron Rodgers next year.
And maybe, yeah.
Well,
you gotta beat them though.
What about you?
Me for the Raiders this year?
Yeah, for the Raiders this year.
Let me think, man.
I'll be right back. I gotta grab some water. Hold on.
Denzel Perryman.
Yeah, tackle.
Yes. Denzel Perryman.
Darius Falone.
Drafting Trayvon Morig.
Yep.
Drafting Nate Hobbs.
Yep.
On offense, even though he got hurt, getting Kenyon Drake. Even though he got hurt. And getting Deshaun Jackson, but we're not using him enough. I mean, I think it was a good idea, but
I love Deshaun. Dude, have you seen his route running? Is crisp. He's shaking, dude, and getting open, man. I that's the one thing I think we got to get him 4 targets down the field a game, dude. That guy can change and he's run. I mean, from what I can see, I'm seeing a guy come off the line with a crit. I mean,
he can run. He can still run.
He can still run. But it's just like, when you see a guy with speed, at this time in this point in his career, he's seen a lot in the NFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I watch him come off the line, I mean, his route running is really crisp, man, and he's getting open. And now we got Darren Waller, full week of practice again.
I think that'll help open that up with Deshaun Jackson, though. If we can get the ball to Waller and then they start keying in on Waller. Yeah.
You can only double cover so many receivers.
Because you got to take for Deshaun, you got to take a safety out the picture. If you got 2, you got to take them out the picture to go deep. So Waller can help with that.
But say, you know what that means, though, right? That means they're not going to be running any single safety sets, which means no extra linebackers. They're not going to be blitzing. Yeah. They're going to be sitting there running a lot of safeties, a lot of DBs. You know what I mean? Which is going to give a lot of cushion to who? Renfrow.
Yeah.
Feed him, baby. Feed him. Because that has been a huge bright spot. We didn't
I mean, Renfrow is he's
the Chargers dirty.
He's official. Let me put it like that. He's official. Yeah,
he's official.
He did the Chargers dirty on Sunday night. Like
he's
literally
official,
dirty. I mean that motion play, dude. When he came in motion, dude, I was like, holy shit.
Look, hey, dude. When was it?
Shit, the play when he fucking fell, fell and shit, and got up and scored.
What
when he hit the dude in the Chargers game, so many plays, man. With Renfrow, God.
Yeah, when was the moment that he actually sold you?
Renfrow?
I'd say Clemson, man.
College, man. I liked him in college because I watched Clemson and I always noticed him. And I was like, well, he's small, but I'm like, man, he can catch the ball. He always plays smart. That's what I noticed about him. So when he came to the Raiders, he doing the same thing he was doing in college, bro. He got the same work ethic.
I don't watch college at all. And I feel like I'm cheating myself because I don't watch college at all. But
Renfrow was straight, bro. He was straight.
What sold me on him was when he was drafted, he reminded me of a Wes Welker.
Yeah,
and he did, just seeing his highlights. You know what I mean? It's like, well, this dude could definitely be serviceable. But what really sold me on him is when he lit that motherfucker up, dude. He hit him like a linebacker.
Yeah.
It was just buyout, motherfucker. And dude was just laying out. And it was like,
I say, smart player, aware every situation. He know what to do in every situation.
He literally is our best offensive player. As far as I'm concerned, if he is not, and I don't play Madden, but I'll tell you what the fuck he's going to be in Tecmo Super Bowl next year. That bitch is going to be maxed.
Yeah, man. Renfrow is something else.
He's going to be the only wide receiver with 100 fucking hit power.
Hey, I mean, man, like you take a 5th round draft pick wide receiver, bro, short, small.
Steal a draft.
But you still can't stop him though.
Yeah. You're like, I know it's coming. Is it a double move or a triple move?
Yeah, it's like
you have no idea what's coming.
He's got an every move, dude. Like literally.
And that's the thing is he studies everybody he goes up against. Reads them like a motherfucking textbook.
Well, he said
fucking football
like he knows what move to make and when to make the move. Basically,
well, he straight up said he's like, well, the last time I did a triple move to that guy, so this time I decided to do a double move. Like he's just like picking his own playbook. He's like, I'm gonna go there. Okay, throw it.
Because I heard somebody say that Renfrow wouldn't be a starter on another team. I say, bro, what are you talking about? I say, man, let him go to Kansas City or let him go to let me see. Let's say KC or the Ravens or Green Bay. He would still be Renfrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at this wide receiver core, man. I mean, we don't even have really technically like superstar wide. It's not like, we have like, a superstar on the other side that's taking up all the coverage. I mean, Darren Waller will catch some, some
right.
bodies
He's the
out
man.
there in
He's
coverage.
really the number one target when they look at us. They say we got to stop Waller.
And Renfrow killed the 40 with his 4.59 or something like.
I mean, man,
dude's the white street.
He's just the underdog. Like you look at him as the underdog.
He's got quick.
So he
speed,
fits the Raiders.
Yeah, he's got like quick. He's not like super fast, but he's got like quick speed. Like he's fast,
right?
He's not like track speed 4.2 or like
and he don't drop the ball.
They trust him with the ball because he's not turning the. I mean, he's getting those punt returns and all that, and they're doing that to play it safe, not turn the football, but smart football.
But he was doing that in Clemson too, where he was just clutch, dude, catching these like last, around players and last second touchdowns and stuff. But hell yeah, man, I love it.
And the team was stacked around him, and he was still,
producing,
Absolutely.
Just what about you, Raider Dave? Raider Dave, what'd you like from this season?
This season, man, I like how number one, how the locker room came together. Number two, we got 10 wins, man. That's a huge deal to me as far as just getting that double-digit win column, dude. It's been since 2016, and then before that, we know all the history, man. So we've been yearning for seasons like this, getting the double-digit win category. What I loved is Trayvon Merrick, dude. I think he's one of the biggest difference makers in playing center field back there in that defense, the angles, the intelligence. Definitely. He's missed some INTs out there, but those will come, man, with more experience. And who knows, maybe this guy comes alive in the playoffs, man. But I'm loving what I see from that kid, man. I really, they nailed that draft pick, man. Of course, they could have took him in the first round, but getting him in the second round, they nailed that draft pick. I couldn't be, and I love the safety position. I just love how the kid's playing safety, doing a great job. And, yeah, man. Next, guy that doesn't really get a lot of talk, and I'm sure he's healthy to play, is Quentin Jefferson, man. I think in the middle,
he's been playing pretty good last couple games for sure. Yeah, for sure.
He's hogging up in the middle. I'm hoping Hankins can go, man, because that guy's been committed to the team, and he's been there through some tough times and in this transition into winning. So I'd like to see him get some action in the playoffs. But yeah, with that pass rush, if the Raiders do decide to have a little bit of a blitz, that could catch the Bengals off guard. But one other thing, as far as the season goes, I just want to talk about the structure of the NFL, what they did, adding a game. I love it. I didn't know if I'd like it at first, if that was going to be good. Week 18 was great. Week 18 was not your previous week 17s that are dog shit.
It's kind of like we needed that game.
We needed that game, and a lot of. And everybody,
but the people we needed to lose lost. Like almost all the underdogs won. Did you guys notice that? It was like underdog weekend 18.
And I think they had good viewership in the NFL for that. The playoff structure. Now going into the playoff structure, dude, we got 2 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday, and a Monday night for Wild Card Weekend.
Hell yeah.
I'd like to compliment the NFL as much as I can, sometimes talk shit on what goes on in the NFL. And, of course, how shit backfires on us half the time, more than half the time, with the NFL. But with them structuring the way they did this season, I love it, man. I just love that. And here we are with this new structure, we made it to the playoffs, man. And that's what's even exciting. And I just, like I said, it's just like whoever came up with these ideas. I mean, the competition committee, whoever came up with this idea, it was just I'm just enjoying this season, man. It's just these aside from the Raiders winning 4 straight, the last 2 weeks of football was great, man. Really good.
And you get to see the depth. You get to see like if a team has depth by them having an extra game like that, it kind of favors the teams that got more depth. It kind of show what kind of depth you got on your team because you're gonna be banged up. Everybody's team got injuries. So
speaking of depth, could you imagine what it would have been like if we would have had Divine Diablo last year when Abram went down?
Oh shit! Well, yeah.
Divine Diablo has been just a bright spot, which was also one of those hidden gems inside of the draft.
Yeah. He was a prospect that I want the Raiders to draft. They drafted him. I was surprised, but they drafted him though.
Yeah, they damn sure drafted him. And all these Chargers that we picked up, as much as it makes me throw up in my mouth, it worked out.
All of them showed up. Everybody we got from the Chargers showed up.
Oh my God, Denzel Perryman. Man, that motherfucker's badass. Now, when are we going to start using Tyrod Johnson more instead of just on kickoffs? You know what I mean? That dude's got lightning speed. And could you imagine?
Well, they signed him though. They signed him though, so he probably be on the roster next year.
Like, do we even run 5 wide receiver sets? I don't think we do we?
No,
dude, we should. Look at
that. Probably like a bunch in a one or some shit.
You know, but man, it's been.
That's why we got to get rid of Olsen, bro.
Yeah, man. Fucking Olsen. What are we gonna do? We're gonna run a draw. It's fucking 3rd and 23. Are you serious? Well, it worked out last game.
It worked out because we had Richard in the game. That's why it worked out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Shout out to Richard, man. Well,
I mean, Richard gonna make it happen if he can make it happen, bro. We done seen it too many times.
Sure. He had some fresh legs, that's for sure. Well, all right, I'm gonna give my take on the.
Oh. You can give your take on this one once I ask this quiz question. Who was the only player to be with Derek Carr in 2016 when they made the playoffs last time? We've only got one who was there with
Richard.
Who was it?
Richard, yeah.
Richard. Goddamn right. Go ahead.
He started out the season. Remember, he started out that season with that. He had a punt return touchdown. He had a big game against the Saints week 1 where that 2-point conversion and all that. Dude. Yeah. That was a starter for just like the Baltimore game this year. That's a starter.
Wasn't his rookie year 2016?
Yeah.
Wasn't he a rookie?
He was a rookie. Undrafted, yeah. Because remember, we had Latavius Murray, but he was backing up Murray.
No, he was backing up Murray. When did we have the muscle hamster then? Wasn't he there too?
That was after that.
Gruden
that was
18.
That was after that. We still have Richard, though. We still have Richard.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we've had Richard the whole way.
We still have Richard.
Well,
go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to give my take on this season. You know, shout out to the chat, Reese Rock in there. We had Raiders 7528. Anybody else that watches this? If you guys watch this after the fact, I know we haven't done a video in a good minute, but
the algorithm hates us hardcore. The algorithm hates us right now. It's all good. We're so good though. I'll try to tickle the algorithm one day. I'll just hop on here, start busting out some videos.
We still bleed silver and black, man. I got my phone football because I get so mad on Sundays. I'm like spiking this thing and it doesn't break anything. So.
Right.
Anyways, I'm just gonna be real transparent right now. I've been a really big Derek Carr critic. Okay, and I think there's maybe some rightfully so things within that of why I've been a critic of Derek Carr. But my main stipulation, it's not, even though there's been some plays that make me mad, throwing it away on a down when he should get a first down or an interception or even diving for the end zone, getting a fumble. Those aren't my main complaints. I can live with those, believe it or not. Maybe I shouldn't, but I can live with those. My main complaints for years after I got off the Carr bandwagon about 3 years ago was the leadership factor. Okay. Now, Grimy, you hit the nail on the head about the character of this team. And I know nobody wants to talk about John Gruden no more, but and we did miss on some, playoff stuff and whatnot. But the reality is Gruden and Mayock mentioned that they were going to bring in good character guys. This year, in my opinion, has proved that to a T. And the strength and the fight and the battle within these guys have been so triumphant. And seeing Carr grow as a true leader. And I don't exactly understand it of why we are as human beings. It's almost like we have to be kicked and kicked and kicked, and we become numb to the kicks. And then we're just like, screw everything. We're going to go out there with a killer mindset and we're going to do it. You know what I mean? And we've seen that with Derek Carr, especially towards this late season. And we've seen him getting the team riled up. Because, see, that's the things that have driven me crazy. I've been to Bronco games where we had a chance to win it and Carr wasn't getting the team riled up. And that wasn't okay with me. I'll take the interceptions. I'll take the other stuff. But you got to be that guy. And this year, I feel like for whatever reason, he was that guy. Or for whatever reason that, instilled within him to be that guy. I mean, Derek Carr told us after the Gruden thing went down, Gruden told him, Carr, you got a fucking game to worry about. Don't worry about me. Go prepare for your game. And maybe that was the click. Maybe Carr was like, oh, our coach that was making $10 million a year just got his nuts kicked in and he's telling me to go prepare for a game. Maybe that was it. I don't know which of these astronomical things that happened to him. And it's not like these things have just happened to Carr this year. Every year there's been something. but he has grown
I
tremendously.
think Carr just when Gruden got fired, man, I just think Carr was like, you know what? It's on me.
Yeah,
it's on me to be the coach. I mean, to be the coach.
Yeah, he took it on, and he's holding the reins, and that's what I've wanted for like 3+ years, man. And we've seen it at times, but not consistent enough. And I don't want to put the cart before the horse, because Carr has to go out and prove it this weekend. In my opinion, he still needs to win 1 or 2 playoff games, like preferably a Super Bowl, but especially contract year stuff like that. But with all that being said, the fight and the battle of this team, and the development that we've seen from Carr to grow as a leader, to me, is the most triumphant thing, other than the 4 wins or even the last San Diego game. Those are great things, but to see Carr grow as a true leader and to take it on and to be holding it, especially towards the end of the game, and he's still fighting. That's what we need. Especially as a Raiders player, a Raiders quarterback, a Raiders leader. You get a lot of things that don't go your way, for whatever reason, and we've seen it. And I'm not saying he's an Aaron Rodgers necessarily or whatever, but we've seen glimpses where he could be given the right talent, and so, tip my hat to Carr to proving me wrong this year at least. And I hope he continues to, because I want to see him shine. I wanted that 3 years ago. And it wasn't about like just hating on Carr. Like, I just want him to step up to the plate and be able to be that guy. And he's proven me wrong, and he's shown that he can be that guy. So I'll eat some crow, I'll eat some humble pie, and shout out to this football team of how they were able to battle through adversity and diversity and be resilient, and just to dig deep and fight and just keep fighting. And it hurts. I'm tired, but I'm going to keep fighting. That is so tremendous to see in this team, and so motivational. I'm speechless, literally utterly speechless, especially being in this spot where we got a chance in the playoffs, but I guess one thing that I'll say about why we are, and he does still have to prove it, but why is it we are, as humans, like, we need to like suck rocks or like have something happen in our life to motivate us to grow, to be better. Mine was like getting out of the army, the economy crashing, almost being homeless for 2 years. And it really motivated me. You know what I mean? Even now, I work a lot, stuff like that. But, like, what is it, or give a situation, if you guys don't mind sharing something personally that you went through that helped you grow to be a better person, or more motivated, or a better leader, or better at your craft, or better at your job, anything, because we all go through storms. We don't always come out like we're in the storm. We don't necessarily see it. Maybe we feel sorry for ourselves. Maybe like, this is fucked up. But when we come out, we can look back, and usually, if we use it for positive, we can grow to be a better person, or better in whatever ways we need to, if we allow it to. So, Watts, you want to share something personally about what you think about all that?
I mean, I done been through a lot. I mean, just
I know you have, bro.
Really, but I could kind of say it was a time where, like, I wasn't stable. Like, I was moving around from place to place for whatever reason. Like, maybe the landlord was like BS, or maybe where I was staying, it wasn't in a good area, or whatever. I didn't feel like I was stable, or I had to stay in a motel, and all that. But working though, having a job, working, doing that, not having a vehicle, like walking, like actually walking. You know what I'm saying? Like grown though, super grown, but walking. Cause shit, I'm trying to stack my bread so I can get my vehicle, but I gotta pay bills, I gotta do this and that. But going through all that, like the days I had to walk to work, you know what I'm saying? It's hot, it's the summertime. I had to walk when it's raining, this and that. I would still get up every day like, look, I got an end goal with this. I'm trying to make my life better. So I got to work at it. Ain't nobody going to give it to me. Mm-hmm. So it's like the process of going through it, and then you get to the point where, like, you don't have those worries no more. You like, well, shoot, I got enough to go get me a vehicle, so boom, I can do it. So now I got a vehicle. I can move around. I could travel. I could do this, do that. It opens up more of the world to you. And when you get stable, you get bills in your name, you paying shit, you helping your credit, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like once you kind of find the stability that you want in life, it gets better by the things that open up to you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, sure. I mean, Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, it's just you got to keep going, man. That's what life is about. You keep going until you can't no more. When you're dead, really, that's when you can't no more.
Yep.
So you just keep pushing because I mean, it's always gonna be something that's gonna come at you.
For sure, absolutely.
You just got to keep pushing it. I mean, that's what the Raiders mean to me. Like they represent that on the field.
Oh
like
yeah,
never giving
absolutely.
up.
Yep.
So in turn, we represent them out here in the world. They represent us on the field.
For sure. Hell yeah.
I mean, that's just how
hit
that's
the
just
nail on
how
the
I
head,
always
bro.
looked at
That's
it.
exactly how I feel, man. That's exactly how I feel, man.
Right.
Thanks for sharing that, dude.
Yeah,
absolutely. I agree.
Nothing could ring more true, bro.
Definitely. Of course, they do stuff in the community and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, they represent what we about on the field, but we represent them in the world.
But we always kept
by repping the Raiders.
Exactly.
And we always kept it real, man, on here. So Raider
they get
critique,
the bad call, the car injury, all that stuff, dude. They have to overcome that. It's patience in life, and it comes with experience, all that stuff, man. And so we can definitely relate to the Raiders as Raider fans with real life experiences, man. I love it, man. You put it well.
The Tuck Rule game when Gruden got traded to the when he got traded to the Bucks, like that time, like
yep.
It was tough. Like when we won 2 games, we was sorry. You know what I'm saying? Man. Yeah. So yeah.
What about you, Critique? You got anything you want to share about that?
Humble. The last 2 years, I've been humbled. From going to running my own business for 13 years to having to close the doors, to go to work for somebody else, that took a lot of swallowing my pride. I'm definitely a different individual than I was 3 years ago because I'm still cocky. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But I also know, when I'm outmatched, when I'm wrong. I can admit that now. I used to play in a band where we could pack in hundreds of people, and I lost all that too. You know what I mean? I forgot what that was like. That was another reason why I wanted to do YouTube, because I wanted to be able to still perform. And what better way than just to be myself out here on this? Well, you guys know about all the turmoil I went through the past 3 years. It actually, got me out of here to the point to where I did not show back up until the beginning of the season this year. And that's when I finally got, my mind right. And I've been humbled enough to understand that if I come on here and I do spout off some shit, I do expect to be called out for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. and that's some real shit right there. Like, the last 3 years of my life has prepared me to come back on here. And I have missed every single one of you, like, very much. Watts, I was watching all
what up, brother?
of your videos, even though I wasn't saying nothing, bro. And even though I wasn't saying shit, I was still watching.
Hey, man, there's a lot of people that do that, man. They say, hey, man, I watch your stuff, bro. I say, well, why you don't never comment?
Yeah, drop a like, drop a comment, man.
Yeah,
you ain't watching.
That motherfucking thumbs up, bro. But like,
that's cool though, bro. You don't have to comment, bro. Like, that's cool. If you watch it, that's cool. You don't have to comment, but it would be nice so I can know you was there.
Yeah, of course, exactly. But I walked away from YouTube for quite a while, man, and it was because
definitely, definitely. Mm-hmm.
I want to apologize for airing out all of my personal business on here. And y'all didn't really need to know what the fuck I was going through. But I can tell you this right now, with the whole situation that I did go through, if it wasn't for what this team stands for, if it wasn't for what Al stood for, I don't think I would have made it. Because I took the Raider way: honesty, loyalty, integrity, respect, and don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Straight up. And I'm going to be tenacious. I'm going to be determined. You might win the battle, but you ain't going to win the fucking war. And I took that shit with me, and it got me through it.
Right.
It got me through every step of the way.
Well, and I think
And now I'm about to reap the fucking benefits, just like these Raiders are going to reap the benefits when we win the fucking Super Bowl this year.
Well, and I think that's why a lot of us Raider fans love the Raiders, because we can relate on a personal level. Because a lot of us that are Raider fans, you know, we're blue collar. A lot of us have been through some stuff, you know, and not that anybody has it perfect. I don't mean that either, but you know, some of us can relate to the Raiders and their season and how they are as an organization, that it's dysfunction, like in our personal lives, and how to keep fighting and stuff, you know. But they definitely
it's a mirror. It's really a mirror, bro. When you look at the Raiders, when you look at the Raiders are pirates, bro. And if you know your history about pirates, they was renegades. But before they was renegades, a lot of them was ex-military, this and that. A lot of them was like up there, you know, like in society. But they decided to say, "Hey, I'm gonna go do my own thing."
Well, not just that. I mean, we were the bastard children of the AFL back then. You know, we were the very last team like selected to be a team. We didn't have the funds to go get players. They had to go to the minorities and other, you know, they had to be a little more creative for the talent they were going to bring, because they didn't have the capital. And that's what created, I think, this. I don't know how to exactly the fight. I mean, I don't know exactly how to put it.
The underdogs, like the
underdogs,
the downtrodden, the overlooked. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole stigma with it, with the Raiders.
But they had a bond, you know. They created that, just like this team now. But what about you, Raider Dave? You got anything you want to share as far as that, you know?
Yeah, man, I'm just going to jump in. You know, I mean, I grew up, you know, very similar to you guys. I'm a blue collar guy, man. I've worked my entire life. My dad was a drywaller. You know, he's living off Social Security now at age 80, you know what I mean, and all that. So basically through life and what the experiences in life. And I come from, you know, divorced parents, stepbrothers, you name it, all that. And, you know, but life is beautiful, man. But I've never looked at it in a negative way. For me, what I do with everything going on, because I don't control anything that goes on in the world, what somebody else does or whatever. All I can do is control what's going on around me. And here's what I'm going to do and kind of relate it to what we were talking about with Derek Carr in life in general and getting things done in life, creating a sense of urgency. Just like Watch said, he walked to work. I can relate to that, brother. I didn't get my first car until age 20. My dad used to watch me ride my bike.
I walked to the same job living in different spots. So it was sometimes it was distance. Sometimes it was close. Sometimes it was way over here. It was way over there. I bought
a BMX, bro. I was riding my bike, but I remember people making fun. You got your backpack on. You're riding your bike.
I'm not finna ride no bike before I go to work. I'm gonna be tired when I get there. Be sweating. Be tired when I get.
But I would go from it was another city. I rode my bike from another city. Well, of course, I was kicked out. All that.
I did do that when I had a job in the morning time once.
Yeah,
ride my bike.
Do you guys remember Fedco? Do you remember Fedco?
When it was cold?
I mean, anybody from California remember Fedco back in the day? It was before Walmart came out.
Yeah, I remember that. I
got my first job there. $4.25 an hour was the minimum wage at that time. You got a 10-cent raise every 6 months. Aside from all that, just that experience and getting up and going to work, watching my dad go, dude, you should just buy a car or whatever, get a car payment. You fucking riding your bike to work and all that. What I'm getting at is life, man. There's things we got to get done in life. And we were designed to be productive, man. We got two hands for a reason. We were designed this way to be productive, to create, to invent, to innovate, you name it. And man, so my whole thing with life is create that sense of urgency. If you got to get up early, man, get shit done.
Right. That's, that's the whole thing. Like you just said, a sense of urgency. Like when you live with a sense of urgency, like when you know you need to do something and you like, man, I got to develop a plan to get there and I'm going to stick with it. If I stick with it, I'm gonna get there.
Exactly.
It's if you don't, you're gonna fail. If you don't,
and even if it's the little things, because I mean, I got a kid in their 20s. You know, I mean, their friends, all that, and that's one thing I've been kind of distanced from my channel for is they're listening to me talk. You know, so they're asking me, should I do a 401k? Should I get medical? I'm like, fuck yeah, do this, do that. Get your pre-tax dollars. Do this, do that right now. You guys are 20 years old. Kick ass in this life. You know, I mean, there's so much shit. Get a Roth IRA. Get a tax-free retirement. Whatever shit my dad never.
Exactly.
Me. You know, who's still trying to tell me shit. And I'm like, dude, I love my dad, dude, but we get into it over that shit. But the whole point is that, just like, because I'll put it this way. Here's the thing, man. A lot of people be like, man, my anxiety is killing me. I heard a lot of young people say that. And I'm like, well, hold up. Anxiety is because shit's piling up, right? It's mounting up.
Right.
You're like, oh shit, I'm overwhelmed.
Right.
Just chip away at it, man. one
chip
freaking
away
swing
at
at a
it, right.
time, chip away, and just get something done. You'll feel good about it. And that's where I'm at in life. So I didn't want to get too deep or anything, but I just wanted to say that, life.
Take care of the little things so they don't weigh on you.
Exactly,
Then
man.
you can kind of see the big shit.
And do take time for yourself when you need it, all that shit, man. And it'll come together, man. And life is beautiful, man. And we'll never know what's going to be around the corner from day to day, dude. I mean, the last 2 years, would anybody have thought that Vegas would have turned their lights off?
Yeah.
And an economy would have been turned, all that shit that happened. I mean,
definitely.
I would have never thought that would have happened. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so here we are, man. But here I am in 2022, dude. I'm excited, not just for Raider football, but I'm excited to just, hey, man, I'm in my 40s, lost some family members this year, you know what I mean, and all that. But you know what? I look back at their life and reflected and went, man, you know what? They lived their life, man. And that I from start to finish, they did it. You know what I mean? And that's the beautiful thing, man. And so yeah, man. But yeah, as far as going back to Derek Carr, but that's what Derek Carr has done. As far as and I've always compared real life. When I first started playing Pop Warner football, I played all the way to high school and all that. But when I first played Pop Warner football, I was like, you know what? This is football and life are very similar because there's ups and downs. There's momentum. The first quarter, you might start out rough or whatever. You might start out on top, however it is. But football is like the game of life.
But you can't never do, just like football, you can't never do it all by yourself. You're going to need some help.
Exactly.
At one point in time, you're going to need some help.
Yep. And just
the tenacity of this football team. Everything you were just talking about, the tenacity of this football team, it's running through their fucking veins like flowing blood, dude.
Yep.
That's the way I feel about this team right now.
And Derek Carr has
extremely proud of these motherfuckers.
Like they went through real life emotions, like in real time with us, with all of us.
Yep.
Think about how many things they had to go through firsthand. Henry Ruggs in the incident, David Arnett. Okay, and then you got key players falling down left and right. Abram, Phylon.
Right when Gruden was going, we thought we kind of thought like, okay, that's okay. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. Okay. And then
Henry Ruggs. And that's when I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Dude, that was man, my buddy texted me like 6 o'clock that morning. He goes, hey, Henry Ruggs was in a car accident. Don't know the details.
Yeah, I thought he died at first, but then I seen the car accident, and immediately I knew it was his fault. Immediately.
Yeah.
As soon as I seen it.
Oh man.
Well, we don't know if that Ruggs thing may not been tied to Gruden somehow in some way. That's speculation, but I'm just saying, you never know.
I've speculated it on my channel, man. I'm actually doing a segment called the John Gruden Email Chronicles. Watts was on it. And there's 8 volumes so far, and we're getting ready to do the finale, but we go over all of that, man.
I mean, he was going that fast, bro. They showed him on camera, on multiple different cameras, bro, before it happened.
Yes, and I've always thought that, John Gruden was probably the guy that held him accountable, and with John Gruden not there, now he had nobody to hold him accountable, bro, and Derek Carr wasn't.
Yeah, but he could
have probably wouldn't even been out that late.
He could have been out golf, just having a good time, and some jackass walk up to him and be like, hey, you're racist coach, and you had a racist coach, and he's a blah blah blah, and then he gets drunk and he's pissed off driving, fighting with the missus, and
I hope not.
I hope not. Yeah,
I'm not saying, but you never know. We never know. That's the point
you
of
never know.
what we're saying.
I thought he wanted to kill himself. Okay, that's what I thought.
Hey, yeah.
All right,
let's leave it there.
And I just want to clear. Can I just clear the air real quick with Henry Ruggs? Just because he was in my mock draft, I was a huge fan of his talent. You name it. And as far as character, like Henry Ruggs was on my mock for a character reason, dude. I'm not saying he's a bad dude at all.
Ruggs,
but I never
Ruggs was a good dude, man. He was a good dude. He just made a bad decision.
He made a bad decision. I just never would have thought that. You know what I mean? I just never would have thought, because Henry Ruggs losing his best friend in college. In high school, I'm sorry. Him and his basketball buddy, they lost, he lost his bro. And I mean, I've been following his story for quite some time, man. And, he just seemed like a very humble dude. And I'm praying for him, man. I really am, man, because, I do have a lot of, as far as the way my heart works, I'm not judgmental or anything. I'm not in his shoes, just like he's not in my, like that. So I don't judge people like that. But at the same time, man, I was shocked to hear that was him, man. That caught me off guard.
I'm not like upset. I'm upset. Like, like I feel bad for the situation. I feel bad for the life loss and all the other stuff.
Yes.
I feel bad. Something bad happened to someone that I think was good. It just was like wrong place, wrong time kind of shit. Because we've all fucked up, dude. Anybody out there saying they haven't fucked up?
Dude,
yeah, definitely.
And that
I mean, he fucked up the worst possible way you could fuck up,
and
man.
So, but with that being said, R.I.P. to the girl, and then on a better note, cheers to the Raiders for fighting and being a great team, and to Derek Carr and fighting and showing a lot of leadership, man. That's highly respectable.
She wasn't bothering nobody, man. She was just going home.
Yeah,
probably coming from somebody's crib or something with her. She was with her dog, right? She was probably coming maybe from her walk, maybe from her people. Oh, really?
Yeah, they said she was good. She took her dog out. She would go out about early in the morning and take the dog out for a walk. That's what I read in the newspaper at that time, man.
Well, and shout out to Graphic Raider for raising all that money for her too, man.
Oh wow,
definitely
raised over $100,000, man, to help.
Wow,
definitely,
wow.
I ended up donating too, man. I donated a couple dollars to the thing too, man.
Shout out to Miguel, and then we got AKA Fred.
I mean,
Fred says playoffs, man.
It was just a messed up situation, bro.
You guys want to do a Raiders chant on 3? I'm ready to get fired up and talk about some Bengals, dude. 1, 2, 3. Raiders! All right, so let's get into these Bengals, man. We got the Bungles coming up. Turns out the Bengals have not won a playoff game since the game before they hurt Bo Jackson, 1991. So Raiders played the Bengals in the playoffs. Bo Jackson, the greatest athlete to play football. Yes, the greatest overall athlete to ever play the game of football was Bo Jackson, in my opinion, without a shadow of a doubt. The dude ran what, like a 4.19 at his 40 in college or something crazy? His legs were like this big, like his thighs, dude. Dude, the dude was a beast.
And he was good. He was a good baseball player too.
Hell yeah, he was. That's why I said athlete, because he played baseball and football. And he was super fast, dude. The dude was like, for a guy to be that big and run that fast, I mean, was insane, dude. That was my idol, my hero growing up, man. When I found out, I remember I was in first grade. I remember when I found out that Bo Jackson got hurt. Like for me, it like crushed me, dude. It was like a piece of my soul got ripped out because I idolized Bo Jackson so much, and he was still.
Did I break up?
He was still kind of getting into his prime. You know what I'm saying? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Bo Jackson was still getting into freezing. What's that?
Watts is freezing. Look at him. He's
okay.
Just imagine if Bo stayed healthy, Al Davis would have built a Super Bowl team around Bo Jackson.
Oh man, I mean that's what was going to happen. We know that for sure.
With Bo Jackson, you just do like circles, touchdown, Raiders. So, anyways, but
all we needed was a little bit better quarterback.
Yeah,
like I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. And the Bengals, I guess, I didn't know this till recently, but I guess they believe they're cursed from, that whole Bo Jackson thing because they hurt Bo Jackson. Bengal fans, I don't understand it. I mean, Joe Burrow's good. They got some talent, but they've the fans have already booked their like Super Bowl tickets. They automatically think they're going to the Super Bowl. I think they got another thing coming.
I don't blame them.
They can have, I mean, they're excited, but here's
the thing.
They don't
win. They don't never win.
They haven't. Normally I don't wish bad on certain teams or whatever. I don't have much beef with the Bengals, but them thinking that they got this game as a lock is I think they're completely delusional. Okay.
I mean, look, they whooped us though. They did whoop us.
Yeah, but you know what? They haven't been through what the Raiders and the Raider fans have been through. They say we haven't won a playoff game since in 30 years. Well, they've also been in the playoffs like 5 or 6 times since like 2005. Yeah. Or maybe even more. And they had AJ Green, they had Chad Johnson, star wide receivers, they had Carson Palmer, they had Andy Dalton. Like they had talent. The fact that they didn't win a playoff game is a sham. Like if you're a Bengals fan, you watch this, dude. Like you're a chump. Yeah. Your team's a chump, dude. You guys think you got the Super Bowl?
They had some teams. They had a top defense too at one time.
Yes. And you ain't breaking the curse against this Raider team. I'll tell you that right now, because we got some dogs that are ready to fight. There ain't no quit. So let's start off with
we got veteran players too.
That's right. Let's start with Raider Dave talking about Bo Jackson, what you remember about him, if you remember that game or anything you want to touch on with Bo Jackson. We'll go around the circle, and then we'll move on to the Bengals and wrapping it up here.
Okay, as far as Bo Jackson goes, dude, I was waiting for him to get back on the field, bro, after that injury. I mean, I didn't know how bad he was hurt, dude. It was just like, when's Bo coming back?
I knew it was bad, bro.
When's Bo coming back? When's Bo coming back? And, you know, just like Watt said, imagine if Hostetler and Bo were like on the same team with Tim Brown and, you know what I mean? And
that's what I was finna say. I was like, damn, Hostetler came later. I was like, man, we would have been straight. We would have had Bo then.
And we got Hostetler out after he had, you know, he had a Super Bowl under his belt already with the Giants and all that. So, I mean, and Hostetler was a tough quarterback that could take hits.
Hostetler was straight. He was straight.
You know? And so as far as it was a very depressing moment for a lot lot of us during that time. I remember hearing stories of Al Davis later on a few years back.
Because Bo was my first football player that I recognized when I first started watching football. I watched the Raiders. He was the first player that I noticed.
Nice.
You know, like
dude.
Oh, that's 34 Bo Jackson. I'm like, okay. I ain't watched college football. It's just
I remember
him run and like he's like Superman.
Yeah. No, I come from a crazy football family of all kinds of fans, man, because so my uncle's a Philly fan from Philly. So he used to always have me over, watch face the East, Dave. Don't be pulled for the Raiders. You're an Eagle, you know. And so they would always try to, make me an Eagles fan. I never bought in, because my grandfather was a Raiders fan. We got Raider fans in the fam. I mean, I could go on and on. We got Detroit Lions fans in the family. It's crazy. But, long story short, I was just like it was just an exciting time so during that time, my uncle's a big time Notre Dame fan. So we watched, from Joe Montana to Bo Jackson at Auburn, so pretty much I was able to keep up with the teams, stay up with the times. But man, dude, as far as me, man, it was just a depressing moment, a lot of patience waiting, like, hey, is this guy ever going to make it back to the NFL? And then I even remember Al Davis. There was rumors of Al Davis trying to get Barry Sanders because Barry Sanders was trying to retire and all that, and the Lions weren't going nowhere. And then that's when that was one of the reasons some people said Barry Sanders might have even retired because the Lions would not trade him to the Raiders. So it was one of those moments where I felt like the Raiders were going to come on strong. There was a lot of stuff going on that time, man. We've been through some tough,
but then the Bills took over the AFC at that time.
Yep.
After that.
Yep. And we got our ass kicked by him in that AFC champion. I'll never forget that.
Oh, yeah.
I was in my dad's Cadillac, dude, and my sister moved up she moved into like the Temecula area, and we were driving up there and we had no reception. And I'm like, I heard Jeff Jager hit a field goal. I think we're up 3-0. I got in the living room, dude, and it was like 35-3 at halftime.
I know. Dude. I remember that. I remember that as a kid, bro.
So
that was tough.
But one of my other ones is I had a Bo Jackson. It was a Raider jersey back in the day in like '92. I think they came out. It had the pinstripes. It was a baseball jersey, but a Raiders baseball jersey. And I'll never forget a tweaker stole that out of my laundromat, dude. And I'm still kind of upset about that. I was just talking with my buddy about that the other day. So that's another bad memory of that era of that era. But
that's messed up.
What could have been with Bo Jackson is what's, it's just something that's going to live in us forever.
Probably the best running back ever play.
And that's, and that's going to be what could have been, at that, from that era, but for those of us that were there to see it, it's just something that will always chop up, man, in a Raider discussion.
And Bo was still he was doing two sports. So he was playing baseball, and he would come. Some people say it was an advantage to Bo Jackson because baseball isn't as vigorous of a sport or whatever on your body, take as big a toll. So he'd come in like week 8 or 9 or something. I want to say maybe earlier, but like about halfway through the season, and he'd have maybe a little bit fresher legs. But correct me if I'm wrong, I might be wrong, but I was pretty young back then. But wasn't he getting like 1,000-yard seasons on like half a season? Like, you know what I mean? He wasn't even doing.
I don't think he ever broke 1,000 yards.
Or he was. I think he got like 800 or 900 yards one season, or 700, 800, something like that.
I think it was his rushing average. Was his rushing average like 5.7 or something? I know he had a high rushing average.
Yeah. Like that was up there. That was up there.
But you just see guys get out of the way. Bo Jackson would just steamroll defenders. I remember he steamrolled Steve Atwater, dude.
You couldn't tackle him, bro. You had 3 people had to tackle him.
Bosworth.
On Monday Night Football. On Monday Night, that was crazy, dude. And I had checked out the Kingdom probably, what was it, a year after I went to the Seattle Kingdom, dude. We took a train up there.
Straight up ran him over. It was one thing I could always say about Bo Jackson that I remembered about him, man, is that he was just so damn strong. There was nobody built like him, dude. And when you gave him the ball, you just knew that he was about to run somebody over. He was about to turn somebody's dreams into an outrageous nightmare.
Yeah, it was pretty much a damn near touchdown every play. He could score a touchdown on you on any play.
But on that injury, okay, do you know that if it would have been anybody but Bo Jackson, that person probably would not have been injured? And it was because Bo Jackson was so damn strong, he dislocated his own hip.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
And
okay, he did that to himself.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say
the
he
Bengals,
ran with velocity.
The Bengals are looking for anything and everything that they can possibly reach out to try to develop some type of momentum and desperation to win this game.
I mean, what? What is there?
They're really, the guy who hit him, which I believe that his last name was Walker, he probably shouldn't even catch no flack for that hit because I've seen that hit over and over again.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. That was similar, like to remember when Brian Edwards got hurt.
Right. I mean, it was
the Patriots?
It was a freak accident, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Pulling your weight, pulling the man down.
Leaned forward for that extra yard when he dislocated it. Right, he was like,
that was it. That was it. He pulled his hip right out. Homeboy was had him by his ankle. It was like an ankle counter/calf tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it was, and I'm sitting there looking at it going, wow, this is unbelievable because if Bo Jackson wouldn't have gotten injured, and you can quote me for saying this, we wouldn't even known who Emmitt Smith was. And I'm going to tell you that right now, Cowgirl fans.
Hey, man, look.
Enjoy it while you
Bo
can.
would have been the best running back in the league.
In there.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Can I chime something real quick on Bo Jackson, though? My buddy called me today, and he called me. He's like, Ray, this guy go way back, dude, 4th grade. And he's an LA guy, and all that, dude. I guess there's a Ross out there somewhere, dude. I forget what city he said, dude, but he goes, dude, he came up on some boat. There's like a Ross that gets rare items. He got 2 pairs of Bo Jackson sneakers in a Ross. I want to say like the discounted like $20 or $25. I'll shoot a text.
Nice.
It was a long-winded day, dude. I had a lot of people. I talked to a lot of people today, and it was just like, but he called me up, and I thought I'd share that because we talked about that today. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I'm like, dude, I gotta find out where this Ross is, bro.
Did he take a picture of him?
I should ask him to shoot me a picture, dude, because I was like, dude, you came up on some Bo Jacksons, bro, in the year of 20, like I want to say maybe 2021 he caught just recently, but I'm like, dude, I gotta check.
Like, how did nobody notice them shoes up in there?
He said it's something about it's like the spot where like they get rare items, dude. And I was like, dude, yeah, hopefully he ain't fibbing me, man. But yeah, this is something my buddy told me today.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, I seen every game Bo played, man. So even I mean, even the first game he played that I seen that he played was the one against the Seahawks. That was the first time I seen him play. After that, I had watched every Bo game. I went to games. I seen him play in person a couple times. I mean, he was what he was. Like, he was like that. He was kind of like Derrick Henry is now, as far as like when teams play him.
Oh yeah.
They know they like, man, we not really gonna be able to stop him. So we just got to try to shut everybody else down. I mean, really though, seriously, like
it's like
as far as a player,
crushed. Is your shoulder going to get crushed if you try to wrap this guy up with his
I don't think he's as fast as Bo. He's not as fast as Bo to me, but as far as him being physical and like it's hard to get him down. I mean, that's about the closest you're gonna get right there.
I gotta throw Barry Sanders in the mix a little bit though too, because he had the 36-inch thighs, and there was some NFL players.
Yeah, Barry Sanders he had some weight on him too.
Because when he cut, they said, you got to get out of the way, dude. Because I mean, if his thigh hits your helmet, dude, that could be severe. I mean, but those types of players, you hit the nail on the head. Derrick Henry, Bo Jackson, Barry Sanders. I mean, those are players that run with just a rare talent, man, of intensity and velocity.
I mean, even a Jim Brown. Like, I put Bo Jackson on the same level as a Jim Brown. Like, you not finna shut him down, bro. You can have the fastest player on defense, the biggest player, but he gonna figure out some type of way to not get tackled. Really, I mean, it's just a determination. Really, that's what it comes down to. With football, it's just a determination, bro, to push forward. you know, and some players got the athletic ability to go along with it, though.
And remember that slogan back in the day? They used to say that a lot, man, during the Bo Jackson era: 85% mental, 15% physical. Love that saying, man. Yep.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Definitely, bro. Definitely.
Right on. Well, you know, Bo knows, you know, right here, Bo knows we're gonna win this game, and
Bo will be watching tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure he will.
I'm sure Bo will be watching tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we're all gonna be glued to our TVs.
He won't be hunting tomorrow, man. He'll be in front of the old TV there, dude. Tomorrow, man. He won't be
have the old
tomorrow.
Peacock fired up, watching the game on prime time.
Right.
All right, so you know, we're gonna get into this Bengals game. Bungles, Bungle fans think they got their tickets to the Super Bowl already, but let's talk about the keys for success or keys for victory, as Watts likes to say it. What do you guys think it's gonna take?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, we don't need to hit all 8, but whatever
I'm
you
not.
want to do.
I don't even got 8 this week, bro. Shoot, I'm focused. But, just win.
You know, let's get into. I'm gonna go first on this one, but you know, let's get into you know, the Bengals, cold weather games, Derek Carr. All right, now here's what I'm gonna say about Derek Carr, because there is a history that he hasn't done the best, you know, towards the end of the season with cold weather games. But we've seen a lot of production, in my opinion, from Derek Carr, and a lot of growth, a lot of fight. Well, he made this bet with our punter, I believe it was, you know, about the long hair or whatever. Well, I live in a cold climate, and you know, I have a little beard, nothing like crazy, you know, but believe it or not, just this little bit helps a lot in cold weather. And if you have a little bit longer hair versus like a buzz cut, that little bit can help keep you warm, a little bit warmer. And if you're a little bit warmer, it helps keep your hands a little bit warmer, your toes a little bit warmer. It just like overall helps. And I have to work out in the elements a lot of times, especially when it's cold. So the funny thing is, Derek Carr grew his hair long, probably not knowing that it was going to give him a little edge in cold weather games, but it actually is. And he may not even know it until this game. That's what's funny. I know it because I've lived in some really cold areas and whatnot. So, you know, that long hair actually might give Carr a little bit of edge versus some other elements. For me, what I want to see from the Raiders going into this game and the keys for success or whatever is a couple things. The predictable offense, like I was talking about earlier, sometimes it's good because you set up the run where you get to the end of the game, and that helps your run game towards the end, right? The other players are getting tired and stuff like that. However, when you put in Waller and you take out Foster Moreau kind of thing, Foster Moreau is almost always like a blocking tight end, but he shouldn't be, in my opinion, because Foster Moreau can, you know, definitely catch the ball. And we've seen that when Waller was hurt. I want to see more of a mix up. I want to see them set it up to the Bengals, or, you know, if we move on past the Bengals, you know, to where Foster Moreau's in, but we're not going to run this time. We're going to pass, and maybe we pass it to Foster Moreau or something like that. Or
so like Waller's an extra pass catcher, really, pretty much.
Right. Or
when Waller on the field.
But we're gonna throw this time, and Waller's gonna block. You see what I'm saying? So mix it up. Don't make it as predictable. If they can do that, and I know they got a good defense and stuff, so I'm not going to take away from that. But if they can do that, and even if we have to kill them by 1,000 razor blade cuts, that was the Gruden's offense that we hate to some degree. With Jackson, you know, we got some deep threat, but with Ruggs, let's just be honest, like we did lose some deep threat. But if we can just get them down to where we're close towards the end, then it's like, what man's going to waver? Because what we've seen with Derek Carr and that killer instinct that I was talking about, I seen him before the game, right? When he played the Chargers, and he had the look like he's ready to fight. You know what I mean? Like you could tell, like there's going to be
the way he was fired up after the game was over with.
Yeah.
I said,
Herbert,
he
look at Herbert,
and he's not usually like that, you know.
Yeah, you're right. But we look at Justin Herbert. Herbert was like, he was like deer in the headlights. Like he was scared as shit, even though he's been in some big games. So we got Mr. You know, cigar smoking Joe Cool, who is a really good quarterback, and deserves some credit, rightfully so. But even though he's been to like some LSU big games and stuff like that, ain't nothing.
Oh no, it's not gonna be like this.
You know, ain't nothing compared to playoff atmosphere. And, you know, they do have a home game and they have that home field advantage, and, you know, cold weather may be on their side, but I'm not convinced. I'm not bought into the cigar. I think Max Crosby going to take that cigar and chase it right up his ass is what I think, you know, and I think we're going to shut down Chase as wide receiver.
I think Max going to get to him.
End of the game, and it's not a blowout. These Raiders are going to keep fighting, dude, and they're going to keep fighting. Everything they've been through is for this moment, dude, and that's it. unpredictable offense, and you just fight till the end, and we can win this game.
Right. Definitely, man. Really.
And
all that's gonna count is the scoreboard. That's it.
I just text my bro to follow up on those Bo Jackson kicks. So if he sends me a pic, I'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah, definitely.
I turn my ringer volume down because he likes to talk. He'll actually call me and, you know.
Hell yeah.
He's like, I'll send you a pic when I get home. All right, cool.
Yeah, man.
Who wants to go next?
Keep it simple, really, man. For me, it's simple. I only care about the scoreboard. I don't care about the stats.
Play smart.
Just win the game, bro. Like all the stuff that we kind of complained about, this and that, mistakes and all that during the season, it don't matter now. It's like tunnel vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just win the game by any means. If the game is close enough, we know we can put caution in there to win the game for us. So as long as we stay in the game and keep the game close, if we can't get a lead, we still gonna have a chance in the end. So we just can't leave the defense out to dry like we did in the last game versus the Bengals. That's the only thing we can't do. So it's simple. Like, just keep the game close if you can, and try to win in the end, or try to take the lead and keep the lead and win. You know, no need to try to come back if we down a whole bunch of points. We probably not gonna come back. You know, so like it's tunnel vision for me personally. Like, I'm just like, look, just try to beat them. Like, we don't got to be cute, none of that. Just beat them, and we move on. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. Ain't no tomorrow, ain't no next week game if we don't win. So
that's right.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
Well said.
Yeah, so I'll just jump in. Yeah, the key to victory, man. I think open up the playbook, dude. Let's open up the offensive playbook. Like, we're in the playoffs now. It's a new season. Go script by script, you know, top to bottom, man, in that playbook. Let's clean up the red zone, man. Let's get TDs in the red zone. Let's make sure if we're set up in the red zone, man, let's execute. Let's get TDs. Let's put points on the board. From a defensive standpoint, let's take Joe Mixon out of this game. Take Joe Mixon out of this game, stop the run. And here's the deal, man. They got superstars, man. Jamar Chase is no joke. Joe Burrow, I respect, man. T. Higgins is good. Tyler Boyd could have a big game.
Don't forget about him.
Any one of those receivers I mentioned can have a big game. They got the tight end that's contributed as well. But I think the number one thing is eliminate Joe Mixon, make them one-dimensional, and let Casey Hayward do his work back there, man. He's doing a great job as a veteran. I mentioned Trayvon Merritt
really good,
earlier.
Man, this year.
I want to see Trayvon Merritt get an opportunity. I want to see our defensive rookie pick up a fumble, run it in for a defensive touchdown. Wait a minute. Let's get back to that game. What was it, about 7 weeks ago when we played the Bengals? When that we were in that game in the fourth quarter, it got away from us. But one thing that happened in that game was we opened up the game we started our offense in the red zone, if I believe. Didn't we intercept Burrow, or our defense had a huge turnover, got us in the red zone.
Oh, what was it?
To open up the game, right? Wasn't it like
wasn't that? No, that wasn't that game. Wasn't that game when we got that turnover and we ended up kicking a field goal? Was that game?
Yeah, I think it was. I don't even know if we got points. I can't remember.
I was pissed off.
I listened to that game on I was so pissed, dude. I put the headphones on. I didn't watch it. I listened to him with the headphones on. Brett Musburger, you know what I'm saying? Boy. And so I just said, hey man, schedule me for work on Sunday. I need to make money for one, and two, I'm gonna try to reverse, the curse, and try to get us winning, man. You got to change it up sometimes. Don't, change up the TV, go to a different buddy's house, whatever you got to do to create good karma to win. But
right, yeah, you got to do that do that good karma,
Yeah, knock on wood. We got to do whatever. And the thing is, it was just crazy, man, how we can beat this team, man. And I just really think because Joe Mixon has really gashed us in the running game.
Yes, ever since he was a rookie, he done gashed us, man. Come on now. Even when he played us in Oakland at one time.
Yep, and we gotta take him out, man. And because this is the playoffs, man, and this is where defense, the running game, all that, especially in the wild card matchup. This is where things get started in the NFL. And but yeah, you know what I mean? And shout out to Raiders 75-28. How are we going to utilize Mariota? Because he's gotten very predictable. I agree, man. We got to, let's open up our playbook, just like I mentioned in the red zone.
I mean, maybe we should let him throw. You let him throw. A little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Because
he can throw a pretty ball, man. We saw that one pass that he threw. That shit was a nice tight spiral. You know what I mean? Providing it wasn't completed, but it was a nice tight spiral. Homeboy can still throw.
Yeah. And another thing, I think Mariota will contribute in this offense in this game. He does have playoff experience. And not only that, he's in Carr's corner, man. That's like another quarterback's coach right there, man. You got, you got Mariota at the back, like on the sideline there, talking to Carr. They're working together, that's another thing, man. Mariota's a good backup. We got a good backup. This ain't Matt McGloin or.
Right. Definitely though. We have a decent backup. Like, I mean, if we had to put him in, he could probably help win us a game or two. Yep. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If we had to, he probably could. But I still think we need to draft one. But
Oh, absolutely, man. I think you never stop drafting when it comes to running back. Weapons, offensive weapons, linemen. I mean, you just keep building your depth chart, man. It's next man up. We know that. We've seen how this season has unfolded. So, but yeah, I think that's an important key to victory, man, is just taking Joe Mixon out of that game. I think Casey Hayward, guys like Denzel Perriman, these are veterans that are hungry. They've been on losing teams with the Chargers, the teams that have come up short. So this is an opportunity for a lot of players on this offense. And yeah, man, I do think Max Crosby and Yannick are going to eat off the edge. I think Quentin Jefferson, man, he's been breaking up the pocket a little bit.
Oh yeah, man, I'm proud of those guys. The D line, proud of those guys, man.
Really. And maybe we mix it up with some more blitz, man. I saw Merrick on a blitz a couple games back, man. He looked. I mean, he was disruptive.
Yeah, Gus Bradley, man, he be kind of loose a little bit with the coverage sometime. It was one time was that the last game? I was at the game before that.
Well, they gave up a 4th and 21, dude, in that last game. So that was.
But he was playing soft coverage, bro, when they was in the red zone. Like, I ain't really like that.
Remember, I think it was the last game where they were in a prevent defense. That's what got the Chargers.
What are we doing,
dude? What I know, coaches, man. It's like overthinking in the NFL. It's over, and it's a lot of pressure, and that's where we didn't have fans in the stands last year, but this year you see how that fan element just adds that intensity.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
when it
comes
to decision making on the sideline, man.
Definitely,
Ronnie,
definitely.
I hate going behind you, man, because you always hit my points.
You know what I mean? Just
feels just like 2017 when I'd always
just say I'm gonna piggyback off that. You know what I mean?
No, but pop it off, bro. We can jump back and forth. Pop it off, dog. Let's do this, man. We're in the playoffs, man.
Well, obviously, number one, Captain fucking obvious. We gotta stop the run because Joe Mixon decided that he was going to run for over 120 yards on us last game.
Yep.
All right. Now, another key here that nobody seemed to mention was turnovers. Yep. We have to create turnovers, and we have to limit the turnovers. Our quarterback is the most fumbling quarterback in the past 8 years. Okay. Yeah. He's got 83 or 84 fumbles. Okay.
Yeah,
he's got to hold on to the ball.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? I believe that he has 28 touchdowns and I would want to say 14 picks, right?
Shit, wear gloves, Carr.
I mean, and he's already been, basically coined as this quarterback who doesn't play in cold weather.
He should be all right, though, man.
I'm saying that he's definitely a key. And if we see the same Derek Carr that we saw last week, look, he proved it, and he's proved it in the last couple games here. He doesn't have to throw 300 for us to win.
Right.
And it's nice that he can actually depend on all the rest of his teammates to help take up the slack when he's not able to.
Right. Exactly.
That's a team sport. That's what your team
I mean, bro, Herbert had to throw the ball 60 times. He had to throw the ball 60 times in that game.
Exactly. 60 times. Derek Carr didn't have to throw it that much. I think he threw it, like 35 times?
Yeah, like 30.
28 or 35 or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with Josh Jacobs running the ball that he has been running the way he's been running the last 2 weeks, we need to give him the rock.
Hey, man, I'm with that. That's what I've been saying the past couple of weeks. Give Jacobs the ball. Give him the ball. Give him the ball. It's his time. Give him the ball, man.
Exactly. And especially with the type of adversity, the way that he focused throughout his life, let him put that on the field and drive us and let us ride him to victory.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because, I mean, I be having confidence in Jacobs. I really do.
And it's important getting that running game going, dude, because you keep Derek Carr clean that way, because they got Hendrickson on the corner. Now, that guy had 14 sacks. They got an edge rusher there, man, that can get after the quarterback. So we got to be smart in how we have our play call, play calling and execution, all that. But yeah, I agree 100%. You got to pound the rock 30 times, possibly 35 times in this game.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. We can,
as cold as it is, you have to pound the rock, and you want to keep giving him the rock, because if you can give him the rock and he can start breaking loose, that opens up the play action. You open up the play action, guess what we can do now? Stretch the motherfucking field. And that's another whole dynamic to the game that we like to reiterate after we have established the run. So really, the key is offense. And I'm a defensive kind of guy, especially since I say defense wins championships. But the key is offense. The defense has got to be serviceable enough to stop the run and make them one-dimensional. The offense has got to come out on fire, do what they don't expect, and run the ball down their throat.
And that even includes it. If Derek Carr's got to use his legs, if that lane's open, take it, man. Take any positive yardage in this game. And that includes also with Josh Jacobs, getting the bulk of the carries, Peyton Barber, Jalen Richard, as we had mentioned. I've been pretty pleased with Peyton Barber, man. I think he's been a gamer to a certain. He's actually won us a game this year. You know what I mean? So his contribution.
Yeah. When they put him in there, I mean, he get a couple good runs.
I think it was that first Denver game where he pounded that, they got him involved, and he's contributing, and that's what's key.
Right.
And we have, I'm not going to say we have a committee of backs. We did with Drake. I didn't think they were utilizing Drake as much as they should have been, because Drake is Drake. I'm with you 110. I was really pleased with. I'm a fan of Kenyon Drake, man. I mean, no, he's a great. Him and Casey Hayward, man, are two good veterans for the Las Vegas community. Those guys. I just love their character, their leadership on the team. And so, 100% agree, man. It's too bad that, and the injury that he had was dirty, it
was dirty. It was.
So, but yeah, man, I agree, man. Sustain drives, pound the rock. And if that includes Derek Carr using his legs, man, do it. This is do or die right here, man.
Well, speaking of that,
I think Carr will, though.
Yes. He has been.
Let me ask you guys a question. So, well, first of all, shout out to Raider Jesse 24, man. It's been a minute. I hope you're doing well. We're coming on with this gold edition, silver and black edition. Just win, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, man.
It is Raider Nation for life right here. Boom. But Raider 7528, he had a good point. How are we going to utilize Mariota? It's getting to the point where it's predictable. And I agree 100%. I think if he's in the game, throw the ball. Dude, stop running it. It's worked, but I think let's be a little more unpredictable. Get Mariota.
Don't do it too much though. Don't overuse that RPO when he running.
And they're keying in on it.
But with that said, have you guys noticed? Maybe it's just me. I don't think it is, but have you noticed that Derek Carr has been maybe not super mobile, but a little bit more mobile in the pocket and rolling out?
He has, stepping up in the pocket, moving side to side.
After Gruden left, it seems like Derek Carr has been a little bit more mobile. It's almost like he has a little more flexibility for what he's allowed to do or told to do. And he's making more self-conscious decisions than maybe doubting himself holding the ball too long. Is it just me, or have you guys seen that too? Because I feel like he's definitely been using his legs a little bit more. And I'm not even saying necessarily running the ball. I'm just saying not taking.
But using your legs to get the ball out of there, to get it out,
right?
To make the throws that he needs to make. Yeah,
and definitely in the play, right?
He kind of feeling the pressure though. He's feeling where the pressure is coming from.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
If you notice,
but he's rolling out. But before he did, he rolled out, he throw it away or something. It just seems like maybe it's just me, but it seems like he's utilizing his abilities and what he's allowed to do a little bit more after Gruden left. Almost like the chains are released and you're a butterfly and you can fucking fly.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what I said when Gruden was gone. I said, bro, Carr is kind of a little bit more free to kind of play now because Gruden not calling every single play call.
Right.
But at the same time, Gruden helped develop Carr, in my opinion.
He did.
To be maybe a little more conservative and a little more smarter on some stuff to not make as many dumb mistakes, and I'm not saying he hasn't made them since Gruden came on.
He did.
But I'm saying Gruden like helped mold Carr into this person, and then like Gruden left, and now he can like fly. And now he has all this information, all this data, all this drive, and we're seeing it. I think we're seeing it in real time. And, we have to give a lot of credit to Gruden, even if the play calling was questionable at times. I will admit that. And I love John Gruden, a little too conservative, a little too dink and dunk. But, we've seen Carr extend plays by doing stuff that it was almost like he was afraid to do when Gruden was the coach because he was going to get yelled at or something. You know what I mean?
And I think he trusted defense more, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And then here's the thing, man, with Derek Carr. Before any head coach in the NFL, became his quarterback's coach, his head coach, you name it, this guy is a gunslinger. That's what he was at Fresno State. 50 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Right.
Derek Carr was on my mock draft. I'm a fan of Derek Carr. But there are flaws in Derek Carr's football, on his play on the football field. We could bring up all the good stats. You guys brought up the fumbles. That's spot on. The losing record. Of course, we have a double-digit win that, things are transitioning into the positive direction. But Derek Carr, I don't want to critique him at all. My only issue is I still think he struggles in looking off a safety to a certain degree. There's if you're a gunslinger, you hold that safety, and hold him and freeze him and just get that split second, and you can complete even more passes. And Derek Carr could be that 300-yard passer every week because he is a gunslinger, man. But with that comes risk reward, man. You're going to turn the football over. You're going to throw interceptions. But on the flip side, we've seen the positive. We're getting pass interference calls, more pass interference calls downfield because that risk reward factor. Derek Carr's slinging it. And if you guys remember a few years back, man, that was my biggest critique of Derek Carr is just, hey, man, just start slinging the ball. You're a gunslinger, man. Brett Favre throws interceptions. Right. Peyton Manning throws interceptions. Tom Brady throws all these quarterbacks throw interceptions, but you got to fucking put the ball down the field and leave it on the field. But that's coming alive right now as we speak. And I think that's why why did Bill Musgrave, man, was one of the best offensive coordinators for Derek Carr. That was one of his best years. He threw over 30 touchdowns. But what I'm looking for Derek Carr, we're in the playoffs. I'm happy, but I do want to see after this playoff run that we're going to make. I want to see Derek Carr turn into that 35 touchdown a year quarterback, man.
Absolutely.
And that's ultimately what's going to lead this team to a dynasty. And that's what we have to build. The building blocks are in place. Now all we have to do is just clean up a couple things, man. And I always wanted to throw that out there because there's so much in the Derek Carr conversation, the last 3-4 years.
There's a lot of elements to it. Is it worth the risk? Is it worth the risk versus reward, in your opinion? Would you rather be more conservative, or are you willing to take the risk?
I'd rather go for the win, brother. It's all about, dude. You know what I mean? Hey, I want the way we played the Baltimore Ravens, the way we played the Dallas Cowboys, the way we played the fucking Los Angeles Chargers last week. It almost slipped up. And the way we're going to play the Bengals tomorrow, man. These guys got offensive weapons, man. But Derek Carr has developed chemistry with guys like, think about Zay Jones, who came in I think it was 2018, right? Or 2019.
Right.
Jones made the trade, former second-round pick from the Buffalo Bills. Zay Jones has contributed, man. He stepped up in games. And not only that, he's worked with Carr just like a Jalen Richard to a certain degree.
Right.
Carr has those core loyal players that have been by his side. And, now it's just, I just think I'd love to see Derek Carr maybe just freeze a safety a little bit more and just sail it to Deshaun Jackson. Even if you miss, it sends the message to the defense to keep them honest. And that's what we need. We need that Cincinnati defense to be held honest, to be kept honest on a Saturday, tomorrow afternoon. That's another thing, man. I love that we're starting. We're a road team, man, and we get to set the tone for this playoff weekend, dude. If we're the road team, dude.
We're going to be pumped. I don't know if we're going to do an after, game video. I might go live if anybody wants to hop on.
Yeah, you might want to check with me, bro. I might be thrashed tomorrow by 5 p.m. But
dude, but
it's gonna be hectic. It's gonna be hectic tomorrow, to be honest. If we win,
you guys realize this could be one of the very few Cinderella stories if we beat the Bengals. First of all, we get payback for the Bo Jackson injury. The greatest athlete to ever play football. Athlete, okay? Size, speed, baseball, you name it. Bo knows he was the greatest, okay? And speaking of that, let's hop to this little clip I was able to make while we were talking about Bo. Well, it's a few Bo pictures. If you don't know who Bo Jackson is, look at this dude's thighs in these pictures, dude. They're freaking massive. And this guy ran like a 4.240, dude. Greatest player to ever play the running back position, athlete, at least in my opinion. Check this dude out. It's like 20-something seconds long.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so that's Bo Jackson when he got hurt against the Bengals. This is Bo knows baseball and football. I have that poster. That was one of the greatest icon, football, baseball cards.
Definitely.
This is him running, dude. His shoulder pads were so wide. You just see him like just truck bulls. And this was another favorite of mine where he's transitioning from baseball into football. I love that poster, or a football or baseball card. All those were like just some key pictures I pulled up, about the legacy of Bo Jackson, what he brought to the table. I'm excited for this game. It's a great time to be a Raiders fan. And I think we're going to win, but we have a perfect Cinderella story besides everything that we've talked about in this podcast. Anybody that watches this, whether you're live right now or afterwards, appreciate you guys tuning in. Know it's been a minute, but we're excited. That's why we wanted to come on. We brought on the All-Stars, Raider Critique, Grimy Raider, Raider Dave, Watts Raider. This is the guys that started the Hardcore Raider Nation podcast, not because of my name, but because we love football. We brought unity to the Raider Nation years ago. And that's why we did it, because there was so much turmoil in the Raider Nation. And I'm just being straight up with you guys. That's why we all did it together, even though each person had their own personal content. They were all instrumental on growing this channel, and the virus and things happened, and we have work, we have personal lives. We're not clickbait trying to get 10,000 subs and money. No, dude, we do this because we love football. We love the silver and black. We love the Raiders. And we wanted to share this moment with our fans, with the Raider Nation, because we love you guys, man. We wanted to come back, and, who knows what the future will bring. But anybody that tunes in here, man, we appreciate you guys. SJ Raider, Billy 916, Raider Jesse 24, Raider 7528, a.k.a. Fred, Miguel Ruiz, and then of course we had who's Reese Rock, and anybody else. We appreciate you guys. So
yeah, definitely.
Shout out to Freddie B out there in the chat too, man. Long time.
Freddie B.
Yeah, what's up, Freddie?
Been a while, Freddie.
We don't need a lot.
Hey, yeah, spread the video, y'all. Share it. You know what I'm saying? Wherever y'all on, share the video.
And I want to thank you guys, man, really for hitting me up, dude, to get me on tonight as well, man, because I have not had, the time and the energy, dude. I got sick a couple times with that stupid shit going around, and it beat the shit out of me a couple times, man. And so it's just, I really appreciate you guys, man. I got a renewed energy in me, man. I really do. I look forward to getting back on here, man. I'm looking forward to just everything, man. But number one, man, we're in the playoffs, man. The dance starts tomorrow. We're a road team. We get to set the tone for the road dogs.
Man.
And set the tone for the road dogs, for the wild card teams.
That's right. We could beat the Bengals, and if the Steelers win, it's a long shot, but and I'm not trying to put the cart before the horse, but I'm just saying there's a possibility the Steelers could beat the Chiefs, the Patriots could beat the Bills, and we get a home playoff game. We get a home playoff game against the Patriots. Patriots.
How crazy would that be?
Payoff for the Tuck game. Could you imagine that?
That'll be pretty
Las
major.
Vegas Raiders. Revenge finally after all these years against the Patriots, dude. I would love that more than you guys have. Like, we all as Raider fans.
I mean, look, the only team I don't really want to see is probably KC, to be honest with you. I don't think we could beat them.
That's
Andy Reid's a great play caller. That's what he's got the quarterback.
With John Madden dying.
Not yet.
Hey, I thought about the Chiefs, but if the Chiefs win, okay, then we got to go to KC and play. So we would need the Steelers to lose because they're a lower seed spot for us to have that kind of home field advantage. And if we were to beat the Patriots, we would have another home playoff game for the AFC Championship game. And guess what? That could potentially be against the Steelers if they, were to move up and whatnot. And then with John Madden passing, RIP John Madden, one of the greatest, if not the greatest Raider to ever live, face of this earth. We could face the Steelers like old school style in the AFC Championship game in Vegas. We could get 2 home playoff.
Yeah, that's pretty major. It's pretty cool.
It's a long shot. Don't get me wrong. It is a long shot. I'm not going to say we're going to the Super Bowl, but I'm just saying there's a chance. You're saying we have a chance. I'm going to take the silver and black, the Las Vegas Raiders, any day of the week, anytime, and especially with this group. This group, because here's the thing. Do you guys think that having a weekend off, an extra, day,
no.
for
this team plays better on short weeks.
That's right.
Extra day,
on short weeks.
Because
we done played short weeks all season.
And then we got our ass kicked. We had a 10-day wait, dude, for the Chiefs game. We came off a win with 10 days to prepare for the Chiefs, and we got whipped 48-9, dude. But let me say something about the Chiefs, though, dude. Fuck it. If we play them, fuck it, dude. You know what? That team taunted us after the game. They're all pissed off about the bus, what the Raiders did in 2020, riding the bus around this. And then they play. Dude, hey, it's personal now, man. Let's get into this, dude. This is a rivalry.
Yeah,
it's the number 2 overall rivalry in the league. But
we don't have no answer for their offense. That's our only problem. We just don't have no answer. We need to find an answer.
We got to find, and it could be in that pass rush, man. It could be in that pass rush because Max Crosby's getting better and better. Hold on,
it could be an unmeasured element. You know what that unmeasured element is? And it's not physical abilities. It's right fucking here. It's called heart.
There you go.
It's called heart.
Okay.
And you cannot measure a dogfight in any human being. And this team has that fucking dogfight.
And now let me jump back to the Cincinnati game, though, real quick. Now, one thing we got to factor in with this pass rush, dude, Joe Burrow's taken, I believe, 109 QB hits this year. It's up there in QB hits. So this guy is resilient. He bounces back. But, man, let's just keep hitting the guy, dude. He's still, he's still new to the league. Derek Carr's got more experience. Derek Carr has to have the mental edge there. But Joe Burrow's got a lot of confidence. We got to break his confidence, man. This guy takes hits. Get after him, dude. And like I said, Max Crosby is getting better and better each game. And he's turning into something the NFL has yet to see, man.
Can we please keep our foot on the gas, too, when it comes to the defense and stop playing cover 3? Play a little bit more man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got enough tools out there to play
definitely,
man
bro,
defense.
Definitely.
Play a lot, play a lot more man defense, man. Send some blitzes, send some linebackers. Right.
That shows you a little bit aggressive.
Have some confidence on the secondary. You know what I'm saying? Morig is a badass motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
Diablo is a badass motherfucker.
He's an asset for this defense for the future, man. He is such an asset.
Is really good.
Yep.
We've got a secondary.
Yep. Yes, we finally have a secondary. And here's the thing. I got to give a shout out to Billy916 in the chat. Nah, I want KC. No way they beat us 3 times in 1 year. I love it, bro. That's the mentality. Okay. But I'm not. Hey, man, I know we don't have KC's whooped our ass, but I'm just saying if that was to happen, it happens. You know what I mean? But we're thinking too far ahead. But
yeah, I mean, we had to play them, whatever. Yeah. But man, I kind of want them to get knocked out. If we win, I want them to get knocked
out. Me too.
I like. But I agree. I hate KC. It'd be nice to play them in a championship game or in the playoffs, but two home playoff games just in the silver and black sounds really good. That stadium in against the San Diego fucking chokers. I mean, LA chokers. I mean, what was that? I mean, the whole time, dude, that stadium was lit. I want more of that. I don't want to hear the fucking Queese fan talking about their ketchup on whatever the fuck they stick that shit on. I want to see it in the Raiders stadium, dude. And we're getting, what are we getting? We're getting a Pro Bowl. We're getting a Super Bowl coming up. We're getting what's the other thing? We're getting playoffs.
The Super Bowl supposed
to. They need us. They need that hype.
Too. Super Bowl's in LA this year too.
They need that hype, and we need that extra revenue. We didn't have as much revenue last year because of the thing going on and all that. We need some extra games. So I'll take 2 home playoff games any fucking day of the week. I don't care who it is. If it's KC, they got a better record than us. We're going to go visit them, and we might be able to get it done. But I agree, Watts. I
don't know. It's just tough, man. Like if we had to play them, cool, but that's the one team, bro, that I really would not want to see unless we both made it to like the end. But like I don't know. I just think every other team in the AFC, we got a shot. But it's like when we play the Chiefs, bro, they just have our number. Like they know how to beat us. Like
they do, yes.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I want to silence Arrowhead Stadium.
Hold on, here's the thing I didn't mention.
In the AFC Championship.
LA has the Super Bowl, right? LA has the Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
And isn't
Hey,
Dr.
Mike,
Dre?
now hold up. Let me update you on that real quick.
No, let me finish. Isn't Dr. Dre doing the Super Bowl show?
They got the whole lineup: Eminem, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg. I mean, shit. They got freaking Kendrick Lamar, bro. They got a whole lineup, dude.
Dr. Dre grew up a Raiders fan. NWA, you know what I'm saying?
I used to go to all the concerts. They all came out with Raider beanies back in the day, bro.
How sweet would that be for the Raiders to be in LA? You know it's going to be a home game, and if somehow it ended up being against Tom Brady and the Bucks, then we get that redemption as well for the Tuck game and the Bucks beating us in the last time in the Super Bowl. It's crazy. I'm putting the cart before the horse. I'm sorry. I'm excited, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, yes,
like,
that'll be a hell of a story to play Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
You could kill like 4 birds with one stone, dude.
You're getting your redemption on the Bucks and Tom Brady in one shot in that 2-year period. You know that was suffering, dude.
Patriots,
the Tuck rule was
Steelers,
suffering,
Chiefs.
and the Super Bowl was suffering. As a fan.
Take them all on. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
take them all on. Let's go, dude.
Hey, I'm not like the rest of the panel though. I know everybody else don't be wishing no hurt and getting injured and whatnot, but I hope Patrick Mahomes gets speared in the nuts so damn hard that his girlfriend feels it. I don't give a shit, bro. I hope it hurts her right in her cunt, bro.
I hope his little brother
stings, dude.
I hope his little brother Jackson Mahomes on the sideline gets carried away with his TikTok and fucking pulls an Antonio Brown, dude, on the sideline to the end zone. And yeah, dude, Patrick Mahomes, rolls his ankle, whatever, dude. But you know what I mean? Like just some kind of just a mental breakdown. Just give me a mental breakdown.
I mean, can they be missing one of their star players when we play? Can they be missing somebody?
But jumping back to that Super Bowl in LA, though, one thing, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there has been talk with all this shit going on in the world that they could move that game, from LA because
Texas.
Yeah. So you guys have heard the news. So cool. And I don't think it's going to happen, but because the Super Bowl is a big deal, dude. And they built that stadium. I mean,
what they talking about moving it where to Dallas?
Yep.
Hey, all I can think of is Dr. Dre like singing like "F the police, F them" in LA with the Raiders playing in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that would be something, bro.
Being a Raider fan and like anybody that's old school, man, that it would be dude. 15 years ago, would you think Dr. Dre would do a Super Bowl halftime? Get the fuck out of here! No way in hell. Like, I could get into the whole 90s rap thing, whatever. We don't have time for that. But I'm just saying, it'd be pretty amazing to see Dr. Dre and the Raiders in a Super Bowl in LA. And, if it's, Tom Brady and the Bucks or whatever, it'd be pretty amazing, You never know. I'm not saying we're going to the Super Bowl. Man. I'm just saying you never know. When you have a dogfight like this team has, you never know. Remember what happened to the Philadelphia Eagles with the Philly special? That year was like a redemption year for them, and they were not the best team in the NFL.
Yeah, you're right.
But they had dogfight.
They had won it with their backup, bro. Carson Wentz went down that year. And Carson Wentz is showing up. He's showing he's really not that good of a quarterback, but that's a whole nother story. But I got to give a shout out to the chat, dude. Billy916 is popping off. I love it, bro. He's talking about TJ Watt just wrecking Patrick Mahomes on Sunday Night Football. And that's a possibility.
Right in the nuts, dude.
And then
real
nuts
quick, so bad that they pop out of his mouth.
And then Jesse 24, he asked what about Isaiah Buggs? We signed him from the Steelers after the Darius Philon injury. As far as Isaiah Buggs, he's got NFL experience. He started, I think, 6 games this year for the Steelers. So I don't know how ready he's going to be for this game, but definitely he can contribute and be a rotational, body out there at some point. Just depends on how long our defense is on the field. But I'm expecting big things from Quentin Jefferson. And if Jonathan Hankins can go, man, I think those guys are going to be solid in the middle there with our pass rush.
Yo, my last video I actually posted about Mr. Buggs there, and I did spit out all of his career stats. If you want to go over there and check that out, it'll basically show you that he's a depth piece. He's not going to be there to replace Darius Philon because I really don't think that he's actually replaceable. We just got to get somebody serviceable in there to kind of do what he did because, man, that dude was on fire, and he was like one of the major reasons why we won that damn game, dude.
He was.
He dominated the whole middle. He was shutting down the run lanes, and he was getting in the backfield, and he was getting tackles for losses, man. I mean, he was very disruptive. And to lose him, we're going to feel it, but we do have some able bodies to fill that position.
Yeah,
Whether
we do.
Damian Square, Hankins, there's Quentin Jefferson's been doing very well, man. I really enjoyed that pickup there. I really wish we would have kept Javen White, man. But
yeah,
I know we got to cut what we got to do. But hey, I'm happy as shit. I got to sit here with all four of you and talk motherfucking Raiders playoffs, dude.
Definitely,
I gotta give mad respect to Raider Critique. He pulled me out of retirement. I run a business now. It's been crazy busy for me. I work a lot. So, thank you, Critique. I needed this. Thank you, Watts, Raider Dave, man. Appreciate all you guys in the chat. It's been a lot of fun, dude. I miss you guys. I don't always have the time to do it, but I'd still love to come back and do it. And we'll see what happens, whether it's an after game show, after playoffs, maybe I'll hit you guys up, see if you're down, or maybe the following week. You never know. We'll see how this thing goes down. I'll tell you right now, if the Raiders win, I'm going to be pretty pumped. So,
Look, if
the Raiders
don't
win,
dude, my whole street's going to be loud if the Raiders win, dude. There's going to be shit popping off it. Oh, shit, dude. If that team
everywhere,
wins,
there's going to be
my
shit popping off
everywhere. My neighbor's
everywhere.
all decked out Raider Nation. It's painted Raider Nation on his fucking car, parked in his driveway. And we got
if we lose, don't talk to me till like Wednesday, maybe Friday, or maybe the following week. You know what I mean? But
if we lose though, I'm not gonna be sad, to be honest with you, bro.
Me neither.
I'm not. I just want us to win. Let me just put it like that.
Yes.
Hey, I was reserved last year and this year, and this is the first year that I've been a little more reserved than other years. But seeing the dogfight in this team really motivated me. It did, and that's why I wanted us to share some personal stuff, with Raider Nation and whatnot, because I think those things are important. When you can see a man overcome or men overcome triumphant stories, and you can relate it to yourself or other Raider fans, and let's be real. There's only one nation. It's Raider Nation. There's never been Steeler Nation or all the other nations. It's always been fucking Raider Nation. Just win, baby. And so what this team has done is astronomical. It's truly amazing, and I hope we're not let down. We'll see how the game goes because we never know. We could win, we could lose. Anytime the Raiders lose, I'm pissed. I'm not happy about it, but I'm excited because I know the fight that this team has, and that surpasses, in my opinion, the talent. Talent has some degree to do with it, but having that dogfight within a human being, it's an unmeasured level of success in human beings. The greatest human beings on this earth had something within them that drove them to be great. And you can't measure that. No talent can measure that because that drive is unmeasurable. You can't see it until it's like an after the fact effect. You don't see it or notice it until it's said and done. But inside, during those moments, that person is churning and driving and thriving on, like Dave said, waking up early, like Watts said, walking in, to a job or whatever. Like Critique said when he was talking about his stuff, like all those things are the elements that you cannot measure within a human being. And if you have those elements within a human being and you've been through the kind of diversity this team has been through, dude, there's only one thing left, man. There's only one thing left. Just win, baby. Let's go, Raiders.
That's
right. Just win.
Yeah,
just come out the win in the end. Come out the winner.
How bad do y'all want it? I know how bad we want it, but how bad do y'all want it?
I think this team wants it, man. Proud, man. I think this team wants it, man. 4-game winners heading into the playoffs. I mean, this team came together. This all started, I believe. Like I said, I'm not in that locker room, but I think it started in the locker room amongst these players, the will to win.
Well, could you imagine the story of what it's going to be if we win out?
Absolutely, man. Oh, yeah, absolutely, baby. Man. It's a story. It's a story,
Oh, it's a story. Definitely. If we win though, it'll be solidified though. Like they made it and actually won a game. They won.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, well, let's play this.
The first franchise ever to come in as a wild card and win it all.
Right.
Yep. So
one more. Hold on. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Hardcore, but this one's crucial, dude. We've won a Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowls as the Oakland Raiders, a Super Bowl as the LA Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders Add the Las Vegas Raiders to the mix of a team that's made it to the playoffs for this franchise. We've made the playoffs with 3 different cities, man. I mean, we're here. We're in the playoffs, man. This could be and remember the Raiders' second year in LA.
Yeah.
Hey,
That
I'm
wild
Jack,
card team.
man.
That was their second year in LA, I believe. I mean, like I said, I'm fucking busy as
Yeah, it
shit.
was the first one was 82, I think, was the first year.
80.
Right. 83 is when we won it all. Going in
Right.
as a wild card team.
Yep.
So that's
but
exactly
we
why I
moved to
chose
LA.
the
I believe we moved to LA the year before. You know, we played one season in LA, just like Vegas. We play one season in Vegas. Second season, we're a wild card in that. You know, so I'm not, like I said, knock on wood, man. Please, football gods. But you know what I'm saying?
I mean, didn't the
Giants? I want to
the
win a Super
Giants
Bowl.
a wild card too?
Giants have won it at a wild card. Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens. Ray Lewis got the fucking Ravens pumped when they won that wild card Super Bowl. Ray Lewis, man, I was watching that pregame. I was sitting there eating pancakes. My kid was young, you know, a little younger then. I remember eating pancakes at the table. I went, wait, dude, fucking Ray Lewis is going to win a Super Bowl right now. Like, they're a wild card. And I'm like, Ray Lewis is going to, they're going to lead. And that's why I say the locker room, man. It's when the locker room comes together. You have that player that has that sense of urgency. If you watched Ray Lewis, man, he couldn't just let it go. No, we're in the playoffs, man. We're going to fucking win it all. And that's the mentality that they put together. And we have that in our locker room. Max Crosby's busting his ass. We don't know what Ngakoue is going to do off that edge, man. He was our sack leader pretty much for the most part. But Max Crosby just crushing the QB, you name it. I mean, these guys come together. It's just who's going to wake up. Is it Denzel Perriman? Who's going to wake up with that intensity? Is it Derek Carr? Is it Josh Jacobs? Who's going to be that sole voice in that locker room that is going to freaking just light this locker room up in playoff mode, dude?
Got to be everybody, really.
Yep. And the best way to think about it is just as good as this team does play, when they do play well together, it is a poetry in motion.
Yep.
It literally is. They make it look so damn pretty when they're on. Just be more consistent.
Yep. And real quick, shout out to Hector Ortega there in the chat. Hey, man, I appreciate you checking out the channel, man. I appreciate you jumping in. I've been good, busy, but I plan on getting back. And I appreciate you, man, always tuning in, man. I thank you, man.
Three numbers and Pete, man. Let's go, Ray. Let's go, baby. Man. I'm ready. Saturday yet, man?
No shit, right?
That's all right.
I think the game come on at 3 o'clock. I think.
It's 2:30 my time or 2. Dude, I don't care.
Ain't it?
I'm gonna be waiting. I'm gonna be
It's
waiting around
out here
tomorrow. Hey, this is the entire reason why I chose the intro. We were having some volume difficulties. Hopefully, it got fixed. I don't know if it did. It's been, I'm a little rusty. We're a little rusty, mainly me. But this is the whole reason why I chose the intro. It was Matt Millen essentially just talking about how in 1980 he was drafted to the Raiders, and nobody expected the Raiders to do anything. And Raiders were the first wild card team to win the Super Bowl. So you never know. You just need a chance. And you just need that dogfight at the end. So as we get into these conclusion, statements and whatever, tell everybody where to find you guys. I'm going to play that intro right now and just listen to what Matt Millen says. If you can't hear it, let me know in the chat so I know. I'll try to fix it next time. But just, the importance of understanding like what that team went through. And our team isn't much different. So you never know. It's always any given Sunday, man. Never like I've seen this like small guys, dude, fist fights with big guys, and some small guy wins that you would never think, just because of the drive that guy has. And that's what we are, dude. That's what being a Raider is. It's always about being the underdog. We've never been favored, dude. Even when we went to the Super Bowl, I mean, at least in my lifetime, I don't remember being favored. Okay. And I thrive on that. I love being the underdog, because you test me, you test my drive, I will outperform you. I know Raider Dave has that fight. I know Watts has that fight, and so does Raider Critique. So with that being said,
can I give one more shout out to the chat, bro? Can I give one more shout? Billy 916 just making me laugh, bro. A lot of us going to jail tomorrow night. LOL.
I hope not.
I'm Southern Cal. Hey, shout out to the I'm Inland Empire out here, bro. That's what I grew up on, dude. Charger Raider football, dude. That's all I remember, dude, is the paddy wagon being in the fucking tailgate, bro. Beer bottles flying at my head, dude. I had an actual full beer bottle thrown at my head by a fucking Charger fan, bro. This shit caught me off guard, too. I was like, you serious, bro? A full glass bottle at my head? Whew. Yeah, man.
Damn.
That shit
All right,
whistles by your ear too. Sorry,
we're
man.
not leaving.
I gotta give a shout. That dude made me laugh.
Hell yeah, that's tight. We're not leaving just yet. I'm just gonna do the intro again and the Bo Jackson thing, and then you guys give your conclusion statements. Let everybody know where to find you. All right. All right. We'll be back in a minute. That's the game where Bo got hurt.
Oh yeah.
Bo knows football and baseball right there, man. Look at the drive and determination in his eye, dude. Just that fight in Bo right there, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
We forgot to touch on the aspect about how he did not want to go play for the Bengals, so we went back into the draft to be drafted by the Raiders.
All right, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that video took a minute. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully you're able to listen to the sound. If you weren't able to hear the sound on the second video, let me know. I'll try to get it corrected. But you know,
hey, they'll hear it on the Raider Critique. I'm streaming this as well, so you know.
Nice. Hell yeah. Well, any last thoughts you guys want to visit on or talk about? I mean, shoot, it's all the mic's all your guys. Raider Critique, go ahead.
Man, I just want to win. I don't care what it looks like.
Yeah, man.
I just want to win, man. That's it. I mean, I don't really have no inspirational speech. If you want an inspirational speech, you can go back to my channel on my letter to the NFL, Mark Davis, and of course our beloved Las Vegas Raiders. But we need to just win.
Right.
Just win,
we
baby.
Do, and nobody should be disappointed. Nobody should be disappointed. We weren't even supposed to be here. But guess what? We're here, baby. And the best thing about it is we can still win it all.
Yep.
We can still do it. Al Davis said it best. We might not want to be the most respected, but we definitely want to be the most feared. And we are definitely that this season.
And a shout out to this team, dude. We're a 5 seed, man. We made it as a 5 seed, dude. That's like
right. Yeah, you know, we were 6 and 7, man.
Yes, 6 and 7, man. After starting 5 and 2. You know? So it was hard, man. That was that chunk of losses right there, man. That was like a defining moment, man.
It really was.
In rebounding to get where we're at right now, man. So as far as tomorrow goes, man, I want to win just like everybody else, man. But I really want to see us get after the quarterback just continually. We've always talked about pass rush, and this goes back to the Khalil Mack trade. I mean, Khalil Mack and the Chicago Bears, you know, are not in the spotlight now. Now we have this young team, guys like Max Crosby, who's, you know, he's going to get a big contract. You know, he's going to be due for a huge contract, man. Now we have this. It's like a different mentality when it comes to the pass rush, and now that could play a huge role in the playoffs, man. And then Josh Jacobs, man, with the ground, when you got a good, strong running game, especially getting strong as the season's progressing and late, you know, in December going into January, and then you got a defense that can create turnovers or get to the quarterback. That's what you need in the playoffs. And then the mentality of Derek Carr, we're going to learn that tomorrow as a playoff quarterback. And I think we're going to see the way Derek Carr played just in week 18 last week, man, because Derek Carr, you know, his back, all of these quarterbacks, his back's against the wall, but Derek Carr plays his greatest football when his back's against the wall in that 2-minute clock and that 2-minute offense getting those game-winning drives.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Well, and you hit the nail on the head, Grimey. I mean, Raider Dave, I mean, you know, think about it. We went into week 18, we were maybe lucky going to pull out a 7th seed in the playoffs. And then, like,
we were home underdogs to the Chargers.
The sky opened up and we jumped up to 5th. Like, what the fuck just happened, dude? We went from like 6 and 7 to like week 17, week 18, and now we're like 5th. You're telling me we got a chance to have a home playoff game? One home playoff? Like, dude, my mind is blown. I literally thought, I was like, dude, we'd be lucky to get 6th, maybe 7th. You know, if we were to win, it's a long shot. You know, and this week's a long shot. I mean, Burrow's a great quarterback, but he's got some playoff games in college.
And he's also starting his first NFL playoff game, just like Derek Carr. But Derek Carr's got a lot more experience.
Carr has what, the most like fourth quarter comebacks? Like Carr has had. You're right. Carr has had his back against the wire, and I've been a Carr hater for the last couple of years. I have, but again, it's because of the leadership. But because I've seen that leadership change throughout this year, I have to tip my hat. I'm going to tip my hat where respect is due. And he's shown and proven that he can be that leader. That's what the Raiders need. That's what I want as a Raiders fan. And, as long as the game is close or whatever, we could see something like that. Nobody thought the Raiders were going to be in it. Nobody thought the Raiders were going to win the last 4 or 5 games, whatever the hell it was. I mean, at this point, who's got more to lose? Joe Burrow, some college cigar smoking quarterback, and some top wide receiver and the Bengals that haven't been to the playoff in 30 years. Those young guys don't even give a shit. Or somebody like Carr, who's had his back against the wire for a long time, and something happened to him this year that dug in his soul to dig deep and learn what it means to be a true Raider and how to fight through whatever it takes. And he comes out of the locker room, he comes out on the field, and he's got this in him. Where Burrow, Herbert, like I said, has this in him. There's a difference. They young
quarterbacks. I mean, they just getting in the league, so it's no way they're gonna be able to. I guess you could say they feel pressure. They can feel pressure, but just the fact that Carr done played in so many games in the NFL,
game winning drives
is normal for him.
His whole career has been pressure. Let's be honest. Moving from Vegas, getting rid of Carr, everything. He's had pressure. Dude, he's numb to the pressure at this point, man.
How about the scrutiny from the Raider Nation?
That's a lot of pressure. You got mainstream media pressure, doubting you, calling you an average quarterback, whatever. Then you got your own fans. There's so much pressure on Derek Carr, so he has responded. Can I just give one shout out to the chat though, real quick? To the numbers he put out. This speaks volumes right here, man. So Win Baby, he put in the comments. Just Win Baby equals 38 in gematria. It's been or geometry or geometria, yeah. So 38 years since we 38 years since we won our last Super Bowl 18. Okay, the year 2000 to 2003, man, this team was making a run for a Super Bowl. We were hungry for number 4, dude. Number 4 in the trophy case. He put on the very bottom here in the chat. Job's not finished. The job is not finished. We need number 4, man. This is a game of the NFL is all about winning Super Bowls, dude. And I don't want to make it to the Super Bowl and lose. I want to make it to the Super Bowl and win. And that's what it is. Job is not finished. We need number 4. We've seen these teams. We've seen Pittsburgh win 2 championships in the last 20 years. We've seen Denver win 3 Super Bowls in the last 25 years. Which tied us. We've seen KC finally fucking win Super Bowls after all those 90s teams that Marty Schottenheimer to Alex Smith to now Patrick Mahomes. They found their guy, man. They're winning Super Bowls. And man, and then who else? Oh, we saw the fucking Patriots win 7 Super Bowls. We've seen the Bucks win 2 Super Bowls. I mean, it's our time, man. We got to make noise. We got to get number 4. We got to get back on track because it's been 20 years, man. And so I am happy this team made the playoffs. It's a step forward, but we're in the thick of things right now, man. And the playoffs game's going down tomorrow, dude. Okay, and we got a fair shot in this game, man. We got a shot in this game. This is a great matchup.
We talked about adversity in that dogfight. One thing I didn't mention that I thought of during the week that a lot of what I've been through personally in my life just made me think about something about the people, whether they're an athlete or a profession or whatever. If someone is good at their craft, no matter what they do in their life, what makes them great at what they do in their life? To me, it's hunger, it's drive. The fact that Derek Carr was he said it earlier in the season, I kind of blew it off because, I'll leave that alone, but I'll just say, I was at a point where it's prove me. And I'm still at a point where I want to be proved. I want to, I'm show me, Texas, you guys live in Texas, Critique and Watts, show me state or whatever, I'm at a point where it's just show me. That's why I'm a little more reserved. Okay. But Carr, the fact that he's the job's not finished, but at this point, I don't just think it's a saying. I can tell he believes it. The fact that he took that ball that he got at the end of the game, that like trophy ball for best player of the game. And he takes it, he looks at it, and he's like, fuck this ball. This job ain't done. And throws that ball, his favorite ball, in the fucking stands. He's ready because he doesn't care. You know, I do construction, I do remodels. I've done some crazy shit, dude. Some high-end jobs. You can relate it to any profession. It doesn't matter what play you did yesterday or what you did in the past. What do you bring to the table right now? You got to always bring it. And the greatest of the great players or the great athletes or great in your profession are the people that are hungry, that are never satisfied. They always want more. So the fact that Derek Carr has a mindset where he's still hungry, he's not satisfied. He's like, this is like crumbs. This is chump change bullshit. I don't want this. I want more. That is huge to me. That is true leadership, because that infatuates the rest of the team and it lets everybody know this is not good enough. We did okay. We won. That's good. Move on to Cincinnati, as Belichick, famously has said. I believe it. And I know that's true because the dogfight these players have, and they're not accepting just, oh, we beat the Chargers. The game is finished. The job is done. The job isn't done. And you have more things to accomplish. And if you have that fight, you have that drive, then there's no stopping you, in my opinion. There's literally no stopping you, because somebody that is self-driven and self-motivated, they can accomplish anything no matter what the circumstances, the world of the weight on their shoulders, heavy as head that wears the crown. It doesn't matter, dude. They will bring it on because they're numb to it. Just like when I was in combat, you become numb to the fact that you could fucking die tomorrow. That shit doesn't matter. And you keep going out and you do your job and you do whatever it takes to win and to fight. And you take that and you swallow it in. That anxiety that you feel, there's no words that can express having to deal with that kind of shit. And obviously football isn't life or death. But the point is, when you're dealt with that adversity and you can overcome it, I'm working on a job right now for a special forces guy. You know what he said the number one thing is to be a special forces combat veteran? The baddest motherfuckers on the earth. The baddest motherfuckers on the earth. You know what he said? He said it's mental. And I already knew this, but he said it's mental. 98% of it is all mental. Part of it's physical and being smart and other stuff like that. But so much of it, to being that elite of the top soldiers in the world, is just don't quit. You keep driving on when you're so tired. You're like, fuck, it's fourth quarter. Fuck, it's overtime. Is this game going to be over? Did you see 1 second where the Raiders quit? Did you see 1 second where the Raiders quit? And I did not see it. Now, when Amari Cooper was on our team, or in the past, when I see Raider teams, I seen them fucking quit before the game was over. I seen Brown games where the Raider fans left before the game was over. I've seen so many games where this team quit before the game was over. But you know what I didn't see? I did not see one quit in this team. I seen them playing like they were in the first quarter, second quarter. And you know what? They were in overtime. Everything was on the line. And they kept fighting. Whether it was fourth and no matter how many fourth downs Herbert got, they kept fighting. So I don't care if we win ugly. I don't care about a pretty win. I don't give a shit about none of that. Because at the end of the day, just win, baby. Nothing else matters. I love you guys.
Can I get a shout to chat the numbers? Definitely. He just put thoughts on Rich Bisaccia, and I think it's very, rightfully so. We comment on that because Rich Bisaccia has done a great job. I think he's a player's coach, and I think he's well organized, man. That's just what I see. I think he lets the coordinators do their job, as far as play calling goes and all that. But I got to give him a ton of credit as far as how he organized this thing mid-season in the middle of a firing with many more distractions to come in the following weeks. So yeah, a ton of credit goes to Rich Bisaccia, and he does deserve to get a vote as coach of the year for this 2021 season.
Absolutely. And also I think he's also in the discussion on becoming the full-time head coach. We've made the playoffs. Now there is a discussion that needs to be had.
I don't trust Mark Davis, bro. We'll see.
We'll see. We ain't got no choice.
I mean, I don't got my hopes up for Rich staying the coach, bro. Mark Davis is an impulsive individual. So don't hang your hat on Mark on Bisaccia, bro. Just don't hang your hat on it, bro. Don't hang your hat on it.
And with Betty Ann in the comments as well, I do agree with you to a certain degree, but, I think, we don't want to be too hard on Carr. I mean, Carr is managing the offense to a certain degree to get us wins. So, but the red zone play, they got to clean up. I brought that up earlier. They got to clean that up, man. We got to get TDs in the red zone. We got to fix that. We got to execute. And that's what I was saying. We're at this point in the playoffs, man. Open up, get the playbook wide open, man. This is where you open up your playbook. You're in the dance. You don't need to disguise anything at this point. Let's just go after it and get the win. But once again, I want to see if Carr is above average in the playoffs. And that's where Derek Carr comes in as a key veteran for this team. But then also on the comment is the defense and the injuries due to COVID to a certain degree, but that happened all over the league as well. So a lot of teams were excused.
Hey, yeah, you guys, hold on. You guys remember the greatest quarterback of all time, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback that beat us in the playoffs? What was his name?
Wait, what was that again?
Tampa Bay quarterback that beat us in the playoffs.
Brad Johnson.
Remember the greatest quarterback all time, Brad Johnson? You remember Nick Foles, the greatest quarterback all time that played for the Eagles?
How about fucking Trent Dilfer, bro?
I mean, all them teams had really good defenses. They had the best defense in the league at that time when they won them games.
They operated as a unit. That's why I focus. Okay,
Eli fucking Manning, not even knowing where he's throwing the football.
Right.
So dude, if you watch that game, I was laughing my ass. My cousin's a Giants fan, dude. he was fucking pumped. The Giants beat the Patriots.
I mean, Brady didn't he drop pretty much a touchdown pass in that Eagles game?
Yeah, he did. I remember Brandon. The most thing I remember out of that game was Brandon Cooks getting fucking flattened out.
I remember one guy. The Patriots remember him too. David Tyree, baby, holding the fucking ball.
Eli Manning.
Well, I'm
just talking about quarterbacks that weren't like necessarily all-star quarterbacks, but they were good leaders, and they did what it took to unite the team and to bring the team to the next level.
And that has a lot.
Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
Think about Joe Flacco.
But Joe Flacco
Carr better than all them that you just named, though.
And Joe Flacco was airing it out in that playoff run. I mean, he came into Denver and he started fucking throwing deep, dude. And they started and that caught Denver off. I mean, Denver just couldn't answer. But I want to respond.
I'm gonna answer Betty Ann first.
Okay, cool.
Here's what I say: you worry about tomorrow when the fucking tomorrow comes. You don't worry about tomorrow today. You worry about tomorrow after tomorrow.
Well, I hope Carr doesn't bomb tomorrow. But
if Carr bombs, then we worry about that when it happens. What happens if Carr does great? And I've been a really extreme Carr critic for the last.
I'm not worried, bro. The game still got to be played. It's got to be played.
I ain't
all
predicting
60 minutes.
Future, positive or negative. You know what I'm predicting? That I seen somebody that has dug deep and learned how to fight and brought something out of him that he did not have before, and that shows a lot to me because character. I've seen people, the other thing I'll say about combat and people, because people will ask me how combat was and shit like that. You know what I liked about combat? Here stateside, you could be any kind of piece of shit cocksucker. You can suck dick for a living. So I shouldn't say that, sorry. But you can suck dick for a living to get by in life because that's the reality of our world. As long as you're sucking up to the boss, you can get by in life, and you can move up the chain of command and ladder. But when you're in combat, guess what? All those cocksuckers, they stand out and they're pussies. They are. They're not good soldiers. You see them for who they really are. So when the chips are stacked against you, you see every man for who they truly are. And there's no hiding that. When the chips are stacked against you, you cannot hide who you really are. And what I seen from Carr, I seen from who he really is this year. And I'm going to give respect to that because he has shown us that he's going to fight and he's not going to quit. And he could have quit. Let's be fucking honest here. If we're going to be a Carr critic, let's be really honest here. He could have quit. He could have gave up this year. He could have gave up last year. The last year in Oakland, whatever. Has he sucked at times? Yes, that's a fact. I have said that. But it's because of his leadership. He hasn't been able to take the team to the next level. When the chips are stacked against him, he's crumbled. But this year is different.
We ain't never had a defense this good.
But here, just to answer the question,
when Carr being here, we had Khalil Mack. That's all we had, and that was enough to get us to the playoffs.
Yep.
But now he got a full, complete defense that actually plays together.
Motivation.
So it's a little more pressure that he don't got.
lifting a team up, morale and motivation is an element that's unmatched. It's not your arm talent. If you look at the Tom Brady's, okay, what does Tom Brady do every time he gets done off an offensive play? He goes to the sideline, he gets with the offensive coordinator, they open up the playbook, and they're like going over what they need to do. He gets to the wide receivers, he goes over the playbook, he's on the sideline. Let's go, come on. That's the kind of leader you need. Same with Peyton Manning. The greatest leaders do that. You lift your team up when they're down. Even if you know you don't have a shot, even if you know you're going to lose, that's what you need as a leader. And that's what I've wanted from Carr. And he's brought it to the table. So I'm not going to hold back. I mean, I'm sorry. It was offensive to some people, but I'm not going to hold back. It's true that he's sucked in some games and he's crumbled. But it's also true that when everything was stacked against him, he could have gave up like a little bitch. He stepped up to the fucking plate. And that deserves a lot of respect.
Yeah, it does.
And I've been a big Carr critic for a couple years.
But and I just want to answer a question though as well. But like as far as Derek Carr in the offseason, man, no matter what, I think Derek Carr is going to do a team-friendly deal. This team made the playoffs. They're in the right direction. So Derek Carr is going to be that leader that, you know, and it really does start with, you know, taking team-friendly deals. He's got a bulk of his contract already, you know, that he's had. He got his contract. He was one of the first Raiders of that 14 draft to get their contracts with Gabe Jackson, you know, Derek Carr, Khalil Mack got traded, all that. But, you know, so he got the meat and potatoes of his contract already. I think it would be a team-friendly deal, and I think they would be moving in the direction of building around that and structuring our salary cap from the draft, all that. And then, of course, you always should shop for quarterbacks as a backup. This is the NFL. You got to have depth. You got to have guys next man up, ready to step in. And that's where these good teams are at, man. They got depth. And I think no matter what, I think at this point, Carr should be retained for a few years. Even if you did draft a quarterback to bring him in, Carr could be that good mentor. He's a positive dude. He's got football knowledge. He understands the game, you know, and
he's very unselfish.
He's very unselfish.
Very
you know
unselfish, and he will share whatever information he can with that guy to make him better.
And exactly, man. And I think some of the things that I've noticed and it's not on the football field. One thing Derek Carr said this year was that he goes, man, I was trying not to read newspaper articles leading up to the game. He goes, I kept telling myself, don't read it into the game. But he's like us. He's a fan too. He's a football player, but yet he's a fan. You know, he's a fan of the game. And so he's reading into whether it's positivity or negativity. And, you know, he's a human being, man. So it's going to, you know, he could get his feeling. You know, I know I would if I was a Raiders quarterback and half my fan base was saying, I got to go. And my feelings would be hurt. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. Man, if I'm putting everything I got on that field and I know in my own heart, my mind that I'm doing everything. Yeah, man. So once again, dude, it's a huge milestone for Derek Carr to finally get into the playoffs, especially after what happened on Christmas Eve, man, 5 years ago, man. I mean, because we're getting fast forward 5 years. Here we get that opportunity to see how Derek Carr shapes up in a playoff game, man. And I think it's a great matchup, man. I really do think this matchup, they got weapons over there on Cincinnati. They got, you know, the arsenal of wide receivers, but the Raiders if they can make them one dimensional, like we talked about critique, man, that could just really, you know, even the matchup. And then it really comes down to, here's another thing, you know, Bengals got a young head coach, man. This could come down to coaching adjustments, and Rich Bisaccia, he's very laid back. He lets the coordinators do their jobs, man. So it's going to be a collective effort when it comes in the locker room at halftime, making those major halftime adjustments, man, for the second half.
Yeah. And also what helps us in that is that all the rest of our assistant coaches and our coordinators, we're all ex-head coaches. There you go.
That's true.
We've got experience coming out every orifice of anybody's body.
Yep. Because that could have went. I mean, I wish I was doing a podcast at that time, and you know, I was, you know, and I agree, Betty Ann, to a certain degree. No excuses. There are no excuses, but you know, this is a business. It's a sport. You know, that it's a sport, yet it's a business at the same time. So you got to factor in both things when it comes to developing man, that's what we want. We want a dynasty out of this, dude. That's what I'm always aiming for, man. Just get those key building blocks. Maybe Carr isn't the guy. Maybe it's a quarterback down the road, but who knows? But it could start right now. I mean, look at the Chiefs. They had Alex Smith set the tone and lay everything. They get to the playoffs, they lose. And then all of a sudden, Patrick Mahomes comes on. He sits 1 year behind Alex Smith, and now they got an elite quarterback that's throwing a crazy amount of touchdowns, in his first year, and Andy Reid's playbook is wide open, dude. You know what I mean? And that's what gives them such an advantage is they got a quarterback and then they got a great play calling head coach. But once again, NFL means not for long, man. You'll get figured out one way or the other. You're going to teams are going to game plan the shit out of you.
Mariota is really underrated and undervalued, in my opinion. He had some injuries. I don't think he was in the best system in the Titans towards the end of his career, but run him all over the place. I mean, I think there's a lot of factors within these things that, we're contemplating, but the season ain't over yet. I'm not even looking at tomorrow and what we're going to do if Carr don't work out or contract extension. Let tomorrow's worries figure themselves out when tomorrow happens. We got a game to focus on. We got to stay
absolutely.
We got to stay mission focused, no matter if you're a fan or a player. And us fans, in my opinion, I'm like superstitious when it comes to football. Other things I'm not. But when it comes to football, like negativity, like I want to have other fans around if I'm watching a Raider game. Like I feel like the team needs our support. We got to support them. They've been kicked. If you're a true Raider fan and you bled silver and black when we were 0-10 when Carr was our quarterback, or whatever year over the last 20 years it may have been, very few franchises can even relate to being a Raiders fan unless you're maybe a Browns fan. And I respect Browns fans. I'm not trying to take a shot at them, but I'm just being real with you with being a Raider fan. If you've been a true Raider fan and not just a Las Vegas Raiders fan, but an Oakland Raiders fan, a Los Angeles Chargers or
Raiders. Let me say this, bro. Let me just say this to all the people that still want to complain about this and that with the Raiders. We in the playoffs. We got an opportunity. That's all that matters. All the bullshit, all the mistakes, that shit does not matter right now. The only thing that matters is winning this game.
That's it.
If we don't win, the season is over. And that's it. And we're going to go on to do what we need to do with the management, coaches, all that. So the only thing that matters tonight is winning that game tomorrow. Not what mistakes we going to make. Not who going to do this, who going to do that. Just make sure the scoreboard say we up when the game is over. And that's the only thing that matters, bro.
And
that's the only thing that matters.
This is a perfect matchup.
We ain't done a show in 2 years or 2-3 years. I don't even know. It's been a long time. And, when I stopped the Raider platform, I passed the torch for anybody to pick it up. Anybody in the Raider Nation to pick it up because the foundation was set. It was a good platform. Anybody could pick it up. We came back tonight because we're motivated. We're positive. We believe in this team. We bleed silver and black. We love the Raiders. We love the Raider Nation, and we're going to support them no matter what. No matter what it comes down to. We have our differences. I'm a hardcore Raider fan, not just because of the name, but, I'm not saying I'm always the best Raider fan, okay? I'm not always fluffy, but I love the Raiders, dude. I've been through a lot of turmoil in my life, and so have all of us, okay? But we love the Raiders. It's going to come down to this game tomorrow, and it's just win, baby. It doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter what. It matters, that we're there to help support the team. That's what this channel, if you don't know and you weren't here 2-3 years ago or whatever the hell it was, that's what this channel was created for. There was so much diversity and adversity in the Raider Nation and hate that we literally got together, other content creators in the Raider community got together and decided to put out some positivity because everybody was just hating on the team that we love. And Raider Nation was the first nation, the first team to go solo outside mainstream media, doing platforms talking about our football team before any other teams out there, because we love our team, and everything was negative all the time. And now you have more content creators, and not just Raider Nation, but other teams. But guess what? You know who started it? It was Raider Nation right here. Just win, baby, because of our motivation. because the chips were stacked against us. That's what motivated us to get out of our comfort zones and get on live or whatever it might be and talk about the Raiders.
Remember who wouldn't talk about us? The mainstream media. It's why in the hell we all got out here to do this to begin with.
Yeah, right. You couldn't get no kind of coverage or nothing.
How many times do you turn on the radio and listen to Colin Cowherd and fucking deal with that for an hour on the road while you're driving to work?
Right.
Right. Years past,
I'd rather shove my head up my own ass than listen to Colin Cowherd.
You're trying to listen to fucking get a sports update, and it's like, I remember Jim Rome, dude, in 2000, we lost the Super Bowl, and Jim Rome, oh, fuck, dude. Jim Rome was like, this team's going to suck for the next 20 years. I'm like, he's so wrong. Al Davis going to rebuild this team overnight. Fuck. God. Oh, man.
Let's
I'm not worried about the past no more, bro. I am not worried about that no more, bro. To be honest with you, like I'm like, we in a new form.
Little over 2.5 hours, but I'll just say this. I said it before, but I'll say it again. Running a business, 10 plus years of management, the Army, whatever, blah, blah, blah. None of it even fucking matters. But you know what matters? You wake up tomorrow and you focus on that day. Our society wants us to be locked into this like negativity. We can't get up. We can't do this. We can't be motivated. We can't succeed. That's what they want you to do. They want you to give up. Just like they want me to give up and everyone here, dude. We're not going to do that. We don't bend or break, whether it's a year or 2 years. It doesn't matter, dude. This is like such an important part to the equation that if you're listening to this and you stay till this moment, that you truly understand, other than the other fluff Raider, stuff going on or whatever, that you understand the dogfight. No matter what's against you, you got to keep fighting. There is no give up. There is no surrender. There is no just tie, baby. Just tie, baby. No, that will never exist, man. You know what Raiders are? We're warriors who came out to play. I don't know if you guys remember that movie. That's an old school movie, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So be motivated, be positive, be happy that we're in this moment. Live in the moment, because you never know what tomorrow will bring. You know what I mean?
Right.
And everything another 20 years.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Shit.
I hope not.
All you need is a shot. All you need is a chance, and you have it in this life. That's all. I wouldn't be where I'm at in my life had somebody along the way, or some buddies, meaning people, gave me a shot because I was motivated, I was energetic, whatever it may have been. Okay, they gave me a shot, and now I'm where I'm at because somebody gave me a shot. But I had to work for that shot as well. You see what I'm saying? So my predictions are 31-27 Raiders. Let's go. Keep the positivity. Keep it going. Share the vid and love everybody. Let's go Raiders.
Predictions? I'm gonna say 21-24 Raiders.
Say again. What'd you say?
I'm gonna say 24-21 Raiders.
All right. Critique.
Defensive game, 17-14.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to go with
Raiders.
Daniel Carlson kicking in cold weather, dude. We're going to win this thing 23-20, dude. It's going to be a last 2-minute drive with Derek Carr. And our defense, maybe Cincinnati gets the ball back with a minute, but our defense comes up big, gets that key play, man, and we close this game, dude, and we move on. We move on in the playoffs, dude. And, next man up, dude. Is it going to be the Bills? Is it going to, this whole lineup of AFC teams, dude? The Raiders have history with a lot of these teams, man, in the playoffs. Starting with the Bengals, man. We got history, and I'm loving this weekend, dude. I really am. I love this playoff structure, man. We got a fucking full weekend of football, guys.
And once we get through the Bengals, all the rest of you motherfuckers are next.
Yep.
Every fucking one of you are next, because we ain't forgot.
Yep. And yeah, man.
Yep.
And I'm just looking forward to this one, man, because we get to set the tone in that first game, dude. And we're a wild card team, a road team, man. And it's just, like I said, I just love the way the stage is set.
I mean,
right now,
shit,
man.
we don't have nothing to lose, bro, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We don't got nothing to lose,
bro.
We weren't supposed to even be. We weren't supposed to be in the playoffs after our season. We started losing all them games. We weren't supposed to be in the playoffs, man.
Yo, we dropped 1-4 in a 5-game spread. I figured we were done right then and there.
Yeah. I agree 100%. You know, watch you hit the nail on the head, and that should be our statement, man. We got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Yep. And the job's not finished. We're still motivated. We're still hungry. We are satisfied. We're on to Cincinnati. You know, we're not even worried about Sandy.
Right. It's like the season is still going. It's just still going. We got another game to play. Come on. You know?
Yeah.
We need to make that trend on social media, bro.
And if it gets into overtime, what team you think is better prepared? A Raiders team that has had to claw and fight their way through, or a Bengals team?
I mean, Carson can win the game for us. I mean,
I'm just saying this team is
can get the ball down the field.
He can win the game for us, man.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Carlson kick a pretty clutch field goal against the Wind in Cleveland? I mean, people give it, hey, Cleveland set everybody because of COVID and all that, but there was a windy game, and I remember there was one field goal he kicked out there because most of his game-winning kicks, I think 5 of 6 of his game-winning kicks were indoors. But then I brought it to my buddy. I'm like, but bro, I remember when we were watching the Cleveland game, I thought like the wind was pretty nasty out there, and you know, Carlson got the job done, man. And it checked on Thanksgiving. That was cool. That was cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, as it's looking right now, I'm pulling up the weather for Cincinnati Bengals.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I've been watching that all week.
I mean, Bagels. What's their name? Oh, Bengals. My bad. I thought it was Bagels for a second. But anyways, pulling it up right now. Looks like about showtime was going to be about 32 degrees. So it's going to be cold. You know, it's going to be a little tougher to catch the ball. But we got Jacobs, who I think is hungry. We got a lot of players who are hungry. We got a quarterback who ain't going to want to get hit either. So, you know, it's going to be a physical football game. These playoff games, these playoff games and this point in the season, this is when physical football like really plays out because it's cold. You're tired. Your bodies are beat up from the season. This is where you see who the real men are or are not. And this is where you see the warriors and the soldiers. And I'm excited because I've seen what this team can do and the fight within them. So, you know, let everybody know where they can find you if they want to look you up, man. Although I'm sure most people know of you guys, but Raider Critique, tell everybody where they can find you, and then Watts, and then Raider Dave.
All right, I got an Instagram now that's actually active. That's at the Raider Critique on Instagram, Twitter. I don't really go on there anymore. Too many damn haters, but that's at InGun421.
I'll hit you up on Instagram, bro. I'm on there.
Yeah, at InGun421 on Twitter. And then, of course, you guys can find me right here on YouTube at The Raider Critique. Just go ahead and put yourself in the, just put it in the search bar, man. It brings me up every time. So, hey, I appreciate everybody, especially all the new subscribers that I've gotten to the channel. I want to thank all of you for tuning in, man, and, just giving me the drive to get back out here and doing this again. And shout out to Spotlight, man, for giving me motivation to get out here and do this again and helping me with the sub count. So
definitely, man. Definitely. Hey, I already know, man. YouTube, Instagram. I'm doing a little bit on TikTok when I can get a little footage, from the game. So I'm on TikTok too. I'm on Facebook sometime. I got a Twitter, but I'm not really on Twitter, man. I don't have time to be chasing Twitter. So yeah, mainly YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Definitely.
Right on, man. I'm Raider Dave. I got the Grimecast Media channel. You can find me on YouTube. I'm looking forward to getting back into this thing, man. I'll probably be popping off here in free agency, the draft. I'll be joining these guys here, Hardcore, Raider Critique, Watts. Anytime they need me on, man, I'm here to, do what I can. It's, but life is busy, so I haven't been really productive with my channel. But like I said, I do have, I do get crazy on social media sometimes and start popping off with videos. I did have a TikTok. I just deleted my TikTok. I was doing some John Gruden impersonations and stuff, having fun on it. But, like I said, I'm still kind of warming up to social media to a certain degree, man, and, acclimating. And but it's a lot of work, man. So shout out to all you guys, man, just doing this tonight. The work that you guys had to put on and then inviting me on, man, I really appreciate it, man, because I just have not had the time to put the work into my channel. And I'll be honest, some of my creativity dimmed here and there. So I didn't want to come out and be vanilla or anything like that. So I always want to aim to be creative, but man, what a new energy I have. And, I appreciate you guys having me on, and it was good to chop it up. We haven't talked in a while, man. And I appreciate you guys, man. And Let's go Raiders, dude. I'm jacked, man. I'm ready.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
I got the weekend off. I'm stoked.
Definitely.
All right, I'm Hardcore Raider, man. This is the Hardcore Raider Nation podcast. You can find me on Twitter versus Hardcore, or it's like Raider_Hardcore. But I'm not a big social media guy. We're hoping we'll do some more videos. It's been honestly a couple years since we came out of the woodworks, but we wanted to bring on the all-star crew because Raiders in the playoffs were motivated. It was great to be here. Great to share some thoughts. Great for you guys coming on here. Extremely grateful. Raider Critique, shout out to you, Raider Dave, Watts Raider. And you know what? Can we just get a Raiders on 3? 1, 2, 3. Raiders! One more time. Come on, chat. Let's do it. Raiders! Let's get motivated, man. Let's go. Tomorrow, Saturday, Raiders in the playoffs. It's been a minute. Let's bring it to the table. I love you guys. I'm Hardcore Raider. This is the Hardcore Raider Nation podcast, and we're out.
Cheers, Raider Nation.
Peace.
Bo Jackson in the injury. Oh, I love Bo.
Fuck.
Oh, man. Look at that. That was like the best photo. I love that, man.
Man, this was really
man.
fun,
He was in his prime.
Look at that. Look at the shoulder pads, man.
He was in his prime.
The look of his eye. Look at that face mask. Old school.
Remember everybody used to slit their jerseys underneath like Bo, dude? That was the dope style, dude. Bo had style.
Yeah.